old baseball land, there are no fans so grand as our Mets fans. When we play other teams, no one blood-curdling screams, that's our Mets fans. But when Mets fans shout, "Go!" what they mean, we all know. We've got no place to go but up.
From Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the New York Mets beat the Pittsburgh Pirates. Rheingold Beer brings you National League Baseball with the New York Mets. Rheingold, New York City's largest selling beer. And what a remarkable thing that is. In New York, a city of so many different people with different tastes, one beer has become the favorite. Rheingold Extra Dry. Now, we don't know why so many people like our beer, but we must be doing something right. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Viceroy. Not too strong, not too light. Viceroy's got the filter for the taste that's right. Well, hi, everybody. Bob Murphy with Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson from Forbes Field. Play-by-play broadcast of tonight's game, the second of the 5-game series between the Mets and the Bucks. A day game tomorrow will be on at 1:30, and a doubleheader Sunday will be on at 1. The Mets, following the Sunday doubleheader, fly back to New York. And they open the big week of baseball at Shea Stadium on Tuesday night against the Giants. The starting pitchers in tonight's game, and the weather is sensational, for the visiting New York Mets, right-hander Jack Fisher. And for the Pittsburgh Pirates, a real Mets nemesis, veteran right-hander Bob Friend. We'll be posting the lineups and the batting orders and getting underway with the play-by-play in just a moment. Say, if you're wondering what kind of a song goes with soprasate and salchichi, listen to this.
Pachete Mamita is sure to be sung when Italian Americans get together, and spicy pizza rustica will be served. The inevitable result is a fiery thirst. This song brings on the beer, probably Rheingold. In New York City, where there are more Italians than in Naples, more people drink Rheingold Extra Dry than any other beer. And Rheingold is going great in New Jersey, New England, and Pennsylvania, too. Why do Italian Americans like Rheingold? We don't know, but we must be doing something right.
Mazurowski and Casey Stengel meeting at home plate with Al Barlick's umpiring team to exchange the batting order slips. So let's get together now with Ralph Kiner to see how the managers have placed the hitters.
For the New York Mets, Bobby Klaus will lead off and play at second base. Eddie Kranepool will be batting second, playing at first base. Joe Christopher moved back to left field, batting third. Johnny Lewis in right field, batting fourth. Charlie Smith playing third base, batting fifth. Jim Hickman in center field, batting sixth. Roy McMillan at shortstop, batting seventh. Chris Canizero, the catcher, batting eighth. And the pitcher, Jack Fisher, batting ninth. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bob Bailey will be the leadoff batter, playing third base. Bill Burton playing in center field, batting second. Roberto Clemente playing right field, batting third. He has had 13 hits and 23 times up against the Mets so far this year, batting over 500. Batting in the cleanup position, Willie Stargell in left field. Don Clendenin at first base, batting fifth. Bill Mazurowski at second base, batting in the sixth position. Andre Rogers, the shortstop, batting seventh. Veteran Del Crandall, the catcher, batting eighth. And Bob Friend, batting in the ninth position, the pitcher. This broadcast comes to you through the courtesy of Rheingold Breweries Incorporated, Brown & Williamson Tobacco Corporation, and the Shell Oil Company, and is authorized under radio rights granted by the New York Mets solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Mets is prohibited. Now, manager Casey Stengel talking with the umpires at home plate. It'll be Al Barlick behind home plate. At first base, Augie Donatelli. At second base, Stan Landis. And at third base, Mel Steiner. Now, Bill Mazeroski, the captain of the Pirates, going back to the bench. Casey Stengel going back to his dugout, and this ball game about to get underway. Mets have won 19 and lost 29. The Bucks have won 21 and lost 25. Mets breaking the Pittsburgh Pirates win streak of 12 consecutive games, the longest streak of the season, last night by a score of 8-6. And now the Pirates have taken the field. Ballpark here at Forbes Field, located in Oakland, Pennsylvania, which is about a 15-minute drive from downtown Pittsburgh. A beautiful area with trees and parks all through the area. In center field, looking into a very nice background of high trees with a wall covered with vines. Big ballpark. And it's a very pleasant evening with not a cloud in the sky. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Single game tonight. They'll be playing a day game tomorrow with Gary Kroll in the mound against Vernon Law. That game will come your way at 1:25 New York time. And then a doubleheader on Sunday. After that, the Mets come home for a big series against San Francisco Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. And then the Dodgers come in Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and the doubleheader Sunday. But the story right here in Pittsburgh, and here to take you along the way with the play-by-play, Bob Murphy.
Okay, Ralph, Bobby Klaus coming out to lead off against Bob Friend. Last Sunday in the doubleheader at Shea Stadium, Bob pitched a 5-hitter and winning the first game from New York 9-1. His 13th lifetime victory against the New York Mets against a single setback. He lost to Jack Fisher and the Mets late last season here at Forbes Field. And his mound opponent tonight will be Jack Fisher, who has been pitching the best ball on the staff. Setting up the Bucks defensively, Don Clendenin will be at first. Bill Mazeroski at second. The shortstop, and oh, how hot he has been, Andre Rogers. The third baseman is Bob Bailey. In the outfield, Willie Stargell in left. Bill Verdon is the center fielder, and Roberto Clemente is around at right. Del Crandall working behind the plate with Bob Friend on the mound, and so the Pirates tonight are presenting one of the real veteran batteries you could put together in baseball today. Dell in his 16th campaign. Friend, a 13-year veteran. Bobby Klaus will lead off with Eddie Kranepool on deck, and then Joe Christopher. A day game tomorrow and a doubleheader Sunday. Tuesday night, the Giants are in Shea Stadium opening a 3-night game series. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Looking in for his sign, and we're set to get underway. Here's the first pitch of the night, a breaking ball over at the knees, strike one. Friend has won 3 and lost 3 this year. The Houston Astros in the baseball headlines of the deal they made with the Kansas City A's this afternoon. They acquired slugging Jim Gentile, who's tied to the American League lead in home runs. For $100,000 cash, Jesse Hickman, a minor league pitcher, and a player to be named later. Gentile will join the Astros for their game tonight in St. Louis. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bobby Klaus. The Mets since leaving Shea have won 3 and tied 1. Here's the windup, pitched by a friend. A ground ball bounced towards short. Rogers can't reach it. It goes beyond his reach. A base hit going into center field. Ball just beyond the reach of Andy Rogers.
Batting second and playing first base, number 7.
Now the hitter is Eddie Cranepool. Eddie drove in 3 runs as the Mets scissored the 12-game Pirate streak last night. Eddie now leading the ball club and runs batted in. He has a total of 29. He's not far behind the top 5 in the league. Bob Friend up in pitching position. Clendenin holds against the runner. And the pitch a strike on the outside corner. Joe Christopher is on deck, and then Johnny Lewis. Casey has been juggling his outfield combinations depending on the opposing pitcher. Last night when Joe Gibbons started for the Bucks, Casey had it all right-handed batting outfield. Now the pitch on the way, a swing and a miss and a high hard one. So now Friend has a 2-strike count on Eddie Cranepool. Eddie had 1 hit and 5 at-bats. 1 of 5 hits given up by Friend in the first game of the doubleheader on Sunday at Shea Stadium. Now Friend up in pitching position, delivers. Low and outside. Eddie lets it go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It has been a beautiful day in the Pittsburgh area. Brilliant blue sky, not a cloud to be seen anywhere. Game time temperature 66 degrees. Burden playing deep in center and a step to left center. Low and outside, and Friend is pitching away from him. So Bob Friend is pitching outside to Eddie Cranepool with his outfielder Bill Verdon playing toward left center. Most inviting home run target in this big ballpark is for the left-hand hitters who can pull the ball down the right field line. 300 feet right down the line, a high screen. A ball off the screen is in play. It's 2-2 on Eddie Cranepool. Here's the pitch on the way. Bouncing ball hit down to third. Bailey fires to second for 1. That's all they can get. Mazeroski takes the throw to force Bobby Klaus.
Batting third and playing
1 out and 1 on. That will bring up Joe Christopher.
number 23, Joe Christopher.
Joe is going with a 10-game bat streak, and over the 10 games, he's hit almost 400, 395. So he's now raised his average a long ways. It's up to 256. He had a long way to come. Yogi Berra on the lines at first, Don Hefner coaching at third. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. A breaking ball, a strike on the outside corner. Gary Kroll, who had the Cubs shut out going to the 8th inning. His last time out will be the pitcher tomorrow against the Pirates, and his opponent will be Vernon Law. The Deacon has been pitching real well. He lost his first 5 decisions, and in the 5 losses, his teammates scored a combined total of 5 runs. A drive in the air to rather deep center. Bill Verdon drifting back, and the big center passer, he's under it, and he puts it away for the out.
Batting fourth for the Mets and playing right field,
2 outs and 1 on. Here's Johnny Lewis. Johnny's average has skidded to 256. Johnny trying to break out of a batting slump that has gripped him over the last 9 or 10 days. Charlie Smith in the on-deck circle. In comes the pitch by Friend. Breaking ball low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mets won the opener 8-6. Galen Cisco picking up his first win of the year. And Galen had a shutout going to the 8th inning when he tired. He gave up 2 runs, then came out of the game. Here's the pitch thrown, a breaking ball inside, 2 balls and no strikes. But it was a very encouraging performance turned in by Galen Cisco. Mets have been counting heavily on Galen, but he came up with a sore arm in the spring, just about the middle of spring training, and it put him on the sidelines for the remainder of the spring. Now the 2-0 delivery, a strike on the outside corner, 2-1 to Johnny Lewis. Every place the Mets go when they're away from Shea Stadium, a little touch of home because you see the Mets banners. The Let's Go Mets banners have caught on all across America in the major league ballparks. Now Johnny Lewis cocks the bat. The 2-1 delivery. A ground ball hit toward the hole. It's going through. A base hit to right. Greenpool around second. He'll stop there as Clemente charges the ball and throws it back in. So Johnny Lewis is on with a ground single into right field. The Mets have 2 outs and 2 on. Ranul going out to talk to Bob Friend as Charlie Smith comes up. Charlie has 5 home runs, 20 runs batted in, and he's hitting .281. Charlie had 2 hits last night as he returned to the action after missing 3 ball games due to a bad cold. He had quite a bit of infection.
Number 1, Charlie Smith.
And it was encouraging to see him step right back into the lineup and come up with a couple of more hits. Now, Harry Walker comes to the top of the dugout to move the shortstop Rogers more to the hole, figuring on Smith as a pull hitter. Charlie has good power. Inside the fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. In this ballpark in left center and in right center, you're always mighty happy to get a line drive between the outfielders. You see home runs hit by the left-handers, but not very many hit by the right-handers. Inside to Charlie, 2 balls and no strikes. Jim Hickman is in the on-deck circle. Now Bob Friend in the set position delivers a drive in the air to center field. Burton racing in, and he makes the catch. The side is out. Hard hit liner, but it stayed up just long enough for Verdon, a real ball hawk, to come galloping right straight in and pick it off on the dead run. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. The score in the middle of the first. The Mets nothing, and the Bucks coming to bat. Yedsy boat isn't something you row or sail. You sing it like this.
Is a song that gets sung over and over at Polish parties and picnics until the singers raise a fearful thirst. Then they change their tune. Piwo is the traditional Polish call for beer, and often it's Rheingold Extra Dry they call for. In fact, in New York City, where there are more Poles than in all of Świdnica, more people drink Rheingold than any other beer. And Rheingold is going great in New Jersey, New England, and Pennsylvania, too. Why do Polish Americans like Rheingold? We don't know. But we must be doing something right.
Bob Bailey is the leadoff batter for the Pirates in the last half of the first. He'll be followed by Bill Verdon and then Roberto Clemente. The Mets in the infield will have Eddie Cranepool at first, Bobby Klaus playing second, Roy McMillan at short, and Charlie Smith at third. Bailey a pull hitter, and Bobby Klaus is playing him almost directly behind second on the edge of the center field grass. Joe Christopher in left, Jim Hickman in center, Johnny Lewis in right. A swing and a miss on a breaking ball. First pitch thrown by Jack Fisher. Jack's last outing, the only runs he gave up were unearned as he beat Chicago 5-2. It was a three-hitter, and only one of the three was a clean hit. Now Fisher out of his windup, delivers. Breaking ball over, strike 2 call. Fisher has a good slider, the old-fashioned overhand curveball, throws the slip pitch to changeup, and a fastball. 26-year-old right-hander from Frostburg, Maryland. 2-strike delivery to Bob Bailey is inside the high. He had to get his hit out of the way in a hurry. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pittsburgh, after losing 8 in a row, turned right around and won 12 in a row until they were beaten last night by the Mets. Slider outside is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bucks started their winning streak when Bill Mazeroski returned to the action. Maz suffered a fractured ankle in the spring and missed the first 31 ball games. Jack Fisher is 2-2 on third baseman Bob Bailey. The 2-2 delivery. A ground ball hammered down to third, fielded by Charlie Smith. Long throw is right on the nose, 1 down. Right here we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
And this is WGY 810 on the dial, Schenectady. The time is 8:32.
Center fielder Bill Verdon hitting at .293, batting second in the order, stepping in against Jack Fisher. Fastball a little bit inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Roberto Clemente will hit third. Willie Stargell is batting cleanup. Foul ball twisting back upstairs over the press box and into the crowd. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bill Verdon, the veteran outfielder from Springfield, Missouri. A 1-1 delivery, a swing and a miss on a slip pitch, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. To see the good Manhattan doctors who are such great Mets fans have journeyed out to Pittsburgh to watch the action tonight, and they have field box seats down beyond the visiting dugout. The 1-2 pitch. Inside the high, he had to get his head out of the way. That one goes all the way to the backstop. Let's see. We've seen the good doctors in spring training at St. Petersburg, in Cincinnati, now here in Pittsburgh, and they see a lot of the night home games at Shea Stadium. Fisher is over the head. Down comes the arm. Low and inside in a full count, 3-2. One out, nobody on, and the string out on Bill Verdon, the left-handed batting center fielder. Here's the payoff pitch. Hit foul down the first baseline, going in front of Coach Johnny Pesky. Johnny Pesky is on the lines at first. Alex Grammas, the third base coach. The Pittsburgh pitching coach is ex-Dodger Clyde King. The other member of the catching staff is former Cardinal catcher Hal Smith. High pop-up to shallow left field. Smitty and McMillan are after it, so is Christopher, and it's taken by McMillan across the line in foul territory. So Jack Fisher gets Bill Verdon on 3-2. That brings up Clemente. The 3 men in the middle of the Pirate batting order all carried sizzling hot bats during the 12-game win streak. All three hit well over 400. Clemente right now is riding a 5-game hit streak, and he's raised his average on the year to 313. He started the 6-run outburst in the 8th inning last night with a 406-foot triple. Swing and a miss, strike one. Then he came up in the 9th inning, and Tom Parsons did quite a job. He struck him out on 3 pitches. Now Fisher looking in to get his sign from Canizero. Here's the pitch to Roberto, whacked foul down the first baseline, no play. There was one afternoon game in the National League. It was in Chicago where Jim Bunning pitched a 5-hit shutout, with Philadelphia beating the Chicago Cubs 6-0. Larry Jackson was the loser. Wes Covington hit a 2-run homer. Tonight, the Dodgers are in Milwaukee, Houston in St. Louis, and San Francisco in Cincinnati. The Astros will have a new first baseman in their lineup. Low and outside on Roberto Clemente, 1 ball and 2 strikes. As they say, when you change up on Clemente, you better throw it in the dirt because he's a great change-up hitter. And that's where Fisher put that one. Cleveland 3, Detroit 2 at the end of 3.5 tonight in Cleveland. Hank Aguirre against Ralph Terry. The 1-2 pitch, lined hard but foul, deep down the left field line, no play. Cleveland got out in front of Detroit on a 3-run homer by Pedro Gonzalez. At Yankee Stadium, the White Sox nothing and the Yankees nothing at the end of an inning and a half. Joel Horland against Bill Stafford. Washington and Minnesota tonight. Red Sox and the A's rained out in Kansas City, and the Orioles play the Angels on the West Coast tonight. Pitch to Clemente, a slow bouncing ball by Fisher, picked up by Smitty, the peg, out at first on a real close play. Well, that was a look-and-listen job, and a fine play by Charlie Smith. Charlie's fielding has been as solid as his hitting. He had to come in and over toward the shortstop side on that slow bouncer. So he took an infield hit away from Roberto Clemente. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. At the end of one, the Mets nothing and the Pirates nothing. Well, the Giants, to use a pun, can certainly give you the willies these days. Willie Mays leading the major leagues in home runs with 17, tied for the runner-up laurels, Willie McCovey with 12. McCovey, second in the National League in runs batted in with Willie Mays right behind. And the Willies will be coming to Shea Stadium on Tuesday night. 3-night games against the Giants, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Tickets are on sale for the Giants series and all home games at Shea Stadium this year. At the advanced sale window at Shea Stadium, open 7 days a week. The advanced sale window at the ballpark is located at entrance D. In Manhattan, the Mets have a ticket window in the Long Island Railroad waiting room at Penn Station. At Grand Central Terminal, the ticket location is at the 42nd Street and Vanderbilt Avenue ramp. You can buy Mets tickets at Macy's and the Walt Whitman Shopping Center in Huntington during regular store hours. Or make box and reserve seat reservations at all Howard Clothes stores in the greater New York area.
For New York is playing center field. Number 9, Jim Hickman.
Jim Hickman leading off against Bob Friend as we go to the second. Jim's bat was cooled off by the Pirates last night. He went 0 for 4 after a big series against the Cubs in Chicago. High fly ball to rather shallow right field. Clemente just jogging in, slowing up now. He's under it, and he puts it away for the out. So Friend retires Hickman on 1 pitch, and that brings up McMillan.
Batting 7th and playing shortstop.
Well, using that big Orlando Cepeda bat model,
Roy McMillan.
Mack has had 8 hits in his last 13 times at bat. Nobody exactly sure what the bat weighs, but the guess is about 37, maybe 38 ounces. Mack says it's all well and good, but I'm not strong enough to keep swinging this thing much longer, despite the fact that I'm hitting with it. Mack has raised his average to 261. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball, strike called. afternoon game tomorrow, and our broadcast will be on at 1:30. The game gets underway at 1:35. Pitch to McMillan. He lets it go, and it's a little bit inside, tucked under the chin. 1 ball, 1 strike. The veteran Roy McMillan is the only player on the squad who has started every ball game. Tonight's game is the 49th game of the year. 1-1 delivery. Hit high in the air, a fly ball to center. Bill Verdon comes in a few steps, puts it away for the out. Now there are 2 away, nobody on, and that brings up Chris Canizaro.
Batting 8th and catching, number 5, Chris Canizaro.
Chris was on base twice last night, and he scored 2 runs. He was a hit batsman, and he drew a walk. Each team had a 6-run inning last night. Friend out of his windup delivers. Ground ball hammered down toward third. Booted by Bailey, the third baseman, and Canizaro is on. Bailey, going off to his left, tried to make a glove hand scoop. So he's charged with an error. Canizaro is a base runner, and it brings up Jack Fisher.
Batting 9th and pitching, number 22, Jack Fisher.
Jack has 3 hits and 26 times at bat. Fisher has pitched so consistently well that he leads the pitching staff by a rather wide margin in total innings pitched. Bounced foul. Certainly one of the most important statistics going for a pitcher when he talks contract in the winter is the total number of innings that he pitched. And that's why Don Drysdale, not only a big winner, is such a great pitcher for the Dodgers. He'll be over 300 innings every year. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball over, strike 2 called. Fisher has now pitched 75 innings. The next to him is Warren Spahn. Just off the outside corner. Spahn has not decided definitely on his alignment for the Sunday doubleheader. If Larry pitches along with Jackson, then Spahn would open on Tuesday night against the Giants. He went the route in beating the Giants in Candlestick Park on that Western trip. The 1-2 delivery, low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But also by Sunday, Spahn will be well rested, and it might be that he'll pitch 1 game of the doubleheader. Now, Friend eyes the runner, Canizaro. The 2-2 pitch is foul tipped into the dirt right by home plate. Cleveland 4, Detroit 2 at the end of 4 innings in Cleveland. A Gary pitching against Ralph Terry. White Sox nothing and the Yankees nothing at the end of 2. Joel Horlin against Bill Stafford. Leadoff batter Bobby Klaus is kneeling on deck. Friend has a 2-2 count on Jack Fisher. Here's the pitch on the way. A check swing, slow roller hit back toward the mound. An easy play for Friend. He throws on to Clendenin, and the Mets are out in their half of the second. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. At the end of an inning and a half, the New York Mets nothing and the Pittsburgh Pirates nothing. And now it's time for another fact from the Viceroy Hall of Records. Say, how many Major League teams can you think of that got their nickname from their stockings? The White Sox, of course, and the Red Sox. Also the Reds. But there's another one. You see, the striped socks the Detroit team wore were what inspired sports writers to call the team the Tigers. Okay? Next question. How come Viceroy's got the taste that's right? Here's the answer. Viceroy is specifically designed to taste the way you'd like a filter cigarette to taste. Now, some brands taste too strong as if they didn't have a filter. And others taste too light. They never seem to satisfy your taste. But Viceroy. Viceroy's not too strong, not too light. Viceroy's got the filter for the taste that's right. Some folks even sing about it. Listen.
Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Not too strong and not too light. The taste that's right.
Batting fourth for the Pirates and playing left field, number 8, Willie Stargell.
Willie Stargell up against Jack Fisher in the last half of the second. Stargell belted his 11th home run of the year last night. He stacked 25 runs in. Here's the pitch to him, and he pitches away. It's outside, ball one. They try to pitch away from Stargell. They make him hit the ball to center field or to left field. He has about as much power as anybody around the National League, and many people think he's the coming hitter. Foul ball. He lost the bat. Look out. The bat sails back over the field box railing and into the crowd, but nobody was hurt. Fisher had Stargell fooled so badly on the pitch that he lunged for it. The bat slipped out of his hands and wound up in the crowd. Now we're waiting while the Pirates check to make sure that no one was hurt when the bat sailed into the stands. One gentleman appeared to have been whacked on the arm, and he is being ushered to the first aid station. 1 ball and 1 strike on Willie Stargell. Now Fisher out of his windup. The pitch, a ground ball hit to second. Bobby Klaus digs it out. Straightens up, throws to Cranepool, and Stargell is out. 1 out and nobody on. Clendenin hitting number 5 in the Buck batting order. Clendenin has a 7-game hit streak going. He's batting at .335. Highest batting average in the game tonight belongs to Eddie Cranepool. Other than the average of Andre Rogers, who has not played that much. Rogers has played only 20 games. He's hitting .386. Foul ball hit back upstairs, no play. No score, Pittsburgh hitting in the second. 1 out and nobody on. Fastball brushes him back from the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. For the Astros in St. Louis tonight, they will pitch Bob Bruce. With the Cardinals, Bob Gibson. Lined hard down the right field line, and it's a fair ball. Bounces into the corner. Grabbed by Johnny Lewis. He goes behind Johnny. He goes back for it. Clendenin rounds second and holds up. Lewis was trying to hurry it to get a play on Clendenin at second. Got his glove on it, but dropped it. It rolled a few feet away, and he had to go back for it. So he lost any chance he might have had to make a play on Clendenin. So Clendenin stays out with a hard line double down the right field line. Bucks have their first hit of the game, and it brings up Mazeroski. Maz hitting .317. Obviously, when you win 12 in a row, everybody is doing a good job. The one man Harry Walker points to as the key and as the turning point is Mazeroski. had not been playing. He'd been hurt. Now Fisher whirls, but no throw is made. Foul ball off, no play. For those of you who joined us late, we mentioned earlier the Houston Astros acquired Jim Gentile from the Kansas City A's. Gentile, one of 6, tied for the American League lead in home runs. To get Gentile, the Astros gave up $100,000. A minor league pitcher at Oklahoma City, Jesse Hickman, and a player to be named later. And Gentile is in the Houston lineup tonight, batting cleanup. Breaking ball down low. Walter Bond, who had been playing at first, has gone to left field, and he's hitting third. And Diamond Jim is batting cleanup and playing first. Gentile had his 2 best years playing for Paul Richards in Baltimore. One out and one on. Here's the pitch on the way. Hit hard by Mazeroski. A base hit to left center. Then running around third is racing in to score. And the Pirates lead 1-0. Run scoring hit to left center by Mazeroski, scoring Clendenin. The Bucks take the lead 1-0. And the batter is Andy Rogers. He really has been hot. He got in the lineup after Schofield was traded away, and Began suffered a muscle pull in his leg. And over the last 11 games, he's raised his average to .386 on the year. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside is ball 1. He had 4 for 4 as the Mets won last night 8-6. Pitch out, but nothing was on. That was the pitch out that almost wasn't. Almost looked like a strike on the outside corner. Canizero moved out, and then they had to reach back to take it. So it's 2-0 on Andy Rogers. A run is in. 1 man out, a runner at first. Let's have the infield looking for 2. The outfield is step to left. And it's under the knees. Ball 3. Fisher involved in a little bit of a struggle here, last of the second. Now Fisher has the runner. Here's the pitch. He takes all the way, and it's in there for a strike. 3-1. Del Crandall will hit next. Then Bob Friend. Mazeroski edges away from first. He's running the 3-1 delivery. A line drive caught by McMillan. Now Mack flips the ball to Cranepool. Double play. The side is out. They were playing hit and run on 3-1. Rogers hit a rather soft line drive right at Roy McMillan, and the Mets had 2. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, none left. At the end of 2 innings, the score, the Pirates 1 and the New York Mets nothing. The Giants are in Tuesday night. The Dodgers come in on Friday night. 3-night games at Shea Stadium against Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Juan Marichal, and a whole galaxy of Giant stars. Maury Wells, who's already pilfered some 32 bases. Big Don Drysdale, already a 9-game winner. Sandy Koufax leading the majors in strikeouts. The Dodger stars, and they lead the National League by 5 ball games, are in on Friday night for a weekend series of 4 games. The Saturday game, a week from tomorrow, will be Ladies' Day, and the Sunday action, a week from Sunday, a doubleheader. Big story of the Giants this year has been the hitting of Willie Mays and Willie McCovey. Year before last, McCovey hit 44 home runs, but last year he fell off to 18. And although Stretch said that his feet hurt him a lot in the spring, those feet aren't hurting now, and he really has been hitting a ton. I'm sure a lot of fans will be not only coming out to Shea Stadium, but coming out early in order to watch both teams take batting practice. The Mets, of course, the home team will be hitting first. The Giants on Tuesday night take batting around 20 minutes until 7. Visiting team hitting practice about 5 before 1 on Saturday and 15 minutes till 12 on Sunday. So for the many baseball fans who like to come early and catch batting practice, we hope you'll do so. Right now, the third inning, and to follow the action, here's Ralph Kiner.
Thank you, Bob, and hi there, everyone. First pitch by Bob Friend as he starts off here in the third is outside ball 1. Friend pitching to the top man in the batting order, Bobby Klaus. A single through the middle his first time up. Getting the first base hit of the game. His average at 214. Warren Spahn throwing in the bullpen, but he's throwing for a future start. He throws about every day. A check swing, ground ball hit fairly hard to short. Andre Rogers comes up with it, throws to first base, and gets his man. So Friend gets the first out in the top of the third. Going for a future start. He throws about every day. A check swing, ground ball hit fairly hard to short. Andre Rogers comes up with it, throws to first base, and gets his man. So Friend gets the first out in the top of the third on the ground to short, and it brings up Ed Cranebowl. Friend has given up no runs, allowed a total of 2 hits. He has not walked a batter, and he has not struck out anymore. Right now, the third inning, and here's Ralph Kiner. Thank you, Bob, and hi there, everyone. First pitch by Bob Friend as he starts off here in the third is outside ball 1. Friend pitching to the top man in the batting order, Bobby Klaus. Klaus single through the middle his first time up. Getting the first base hit of the game. His average at 214. Warren Spahn throwing in the bullpen, but he's throwing for a future start. He throws about every day. A check swing, ground ball hit fairly hard to short. Andre Rogers comes up with it, throws to first base, and gets his man. So Friend gets the first out in the top of the third on the ground to short, and it brings up Ed Cranebowl. Friend has given up no runs, allowed a total of 2 hits. He has not walked a batter, and he has not struck out anyone. Right-hand pitcher with a record of 3 wins and 3 losses. He got Cranebowl to hit him to a 4th place first time up. Ed now batting at 344. 4 home runs, 29 runs batted in. He leads the club in RBI. Cranebowl, left-hand batter, being played shaded toward left field. And the first pitch to him, a changeup that's on the outside corner. Friend getting strike 1. Mets won the first game of the series by a score of 8-6. Pirates lead here 1-0 after 2. Tomorrow a single-day game and Sunday a doubleheader. 5-game series. Pitch back in is a curve inside. Count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tomorrow's pitchers will see Gary Cole pitching for New York and Vernon Law going for Pittsburgh. Game time will be at 1:30. That's New York time. Pittsburgh are on the same time as New York City. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bob Friend, the right-hander, now back again. And a pitch line to left field. Right there is Willie Stargell as he moves in and he makes the catch. 2 away, and it brings up Joe Christopher. Our young people's future depends on your hiring them today. Call your local state employment service office for details on this summer's Youth Opportunity Campaign. Joe Christopher batting with 2 in away in the top of the third. Joe flied out to center field his first time up. He's batting that 2 for 5 in the series against the Pirates. He has a 10-game streak going prior to this ball game. In that streak, he batted .395, 15 hits and 38 times up to raise his average to .256. And the first pitch is bunted perfectly, but just a little bit too far. Left foul. Ball rolling off to the foul side. He would have had a base hit if the ball had stayed in fair territory. So it's a 1-strike count on Joe Christopher. Joe likes to bunt, and he's very good at dropping the ball down. If he catches a third baseman a little bit deep, he can bunt and beat it out. Pirates lead 1-0 on a run in the bottom half of the second. One-day game in the National League. Philadelphia shut out Chicago behind Jim Bunning's pitching 6-0. One strike pitch is taken high, and they counted 1 ball and 1 strike. Starting pitchers at Milwaukee, the Dodgers there. Osteen pitching for L.A. against Wade Blasingame for Milwaukee. Bob Bruce and Bob Gibson playing at St. Louis. Houston against the St. Louis Cardinals. And Jim Gentile has arrived. He's in the lineup batting fourth. Pitch to the plate is a curve looked at for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gentile purchased from the Kansas City Athletics. 2 players involved. 1 minor league player and a player to be named later. San Francisco scheduled at Cincinnati. The starting pitcher for the Giants is Gaylord Perry, and Joey Jay pitching for the Reds. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bob Friend looking a long time at the signs given by Del Crandall. And now back to the plate, and the ball popped up in shallow right field. Infielders pointing up, and Roberto Clemente comes in, and he puts it in the basket for the out. 1-2-3 for Bob Friend, the first time he's done that in the ball game, and the score. At the end of 2 1/2, the Pirates won, the New York Mets nothing. So there's a lot more to beer drinking than meets the eye. And you'd be surprised at what strong feelings people have about what they drink their beer out of. Some people like to drink beer from a can, and some from a bottle. And there are those who wouldn't drink it anyway, but from a glass. We think a lot of Rheingold drinkers are going to be happy with our new Chug-A-Mug. Chug-A-Mug is a wide-mouthed glass mug that holds 12 ounces of Rheingold Extra Dry. That even feels right when you pick it up. A little cold brown mug has the shape and weight and gurgle of a good thirst-quenching drink of beer. And, of course, that's what you get, because there's Rheingold inside. You don't need an opener either. You just pull the tab and the top comes off with a hiss that sounds like the good Rheingold flavor. Look for the special Chug-A-Mug displays in your area. Drink the beer that's #1 in New York City. And drink it from our little drink-shaped Rheingold Chug-A-Mug. We think you'll agree that we must be doing something right. Right now, we'll pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Your station for all the Mets games, WGY, 810 on the dial, Schenectady.
Ralph Kiner, along with Bob Murphy and Lindsey Nelson from Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Pirates leading 1-0. And batting for them here in the bottom half of the third is Del Crandall. Del batting for the first time against Jack Fisher. And Jack now with his first pitch to the right-hand batter. It swung on and fouled away for strike 1. Crandall with a record of 179. 10 hits and 56 times up. And his old battery mate warming up in the bullpen for the Mets, Warren Spahn. Warren getting loose for a possible Sunday start. If not Sunday, he'll probably go Tuesday night against the Giants. Pitch back to the plate. A check and a swing, a foul tip just off of the bat. So the count at 0-2 on Del Crandall. He'll be followed by Bob Friend and then Bob Bailey. Pirates with the run in the bottom half of the second to lead 1-0. And Jack Fisher over the head and back to the plate. And he misses outside with a curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jack has given up only 2 hits, but the 2 hits came back-to-back. A double and a single for the Pirates' run. Don Clendenin sliced a double down the right field side and scored from second base when Bill Mazeroski singled through the middle. A ground line smash to left field. Dive for it by Charlie Smith. He lands flat on his belly. Ball going out to left field, and Del Crandall holds at first base with the Pirates' third hit. That brings up Bob Friend. Bob has been about 17 times in previous ball games. He has no base hit. Setting in already on top, looking for the bunt is Charlie Smith. Holding at first base Ed Craneville, he'll be charging. Friend 0 for 17. He's a right-hand batter. Friend has good power when he's swinging away, but he is not a good hitter. He does hit the ball far. Now the bunt attempt out toward the pitcher's mound, picked up by Craneville. He'll have a chance at second. He goes there. The play made by Roy McMillan, and Roy started to throw to first base, but then held up and did not throw. So the fourth play at second base, and Del Crandall with Bob Friend exchanging at first base. One away, and Bob Bailey now the batter. Bob batting for the second time. He grounded out to third base his first time up. His average at 244. Friend with a light jacket on at first base. Game time temperature was 66 degrees, and it's scheduled to get down into the 50s this evening with the weather warming up tomorrow. But a pleasant day today here in Pittsburgh. Ground ball to third. It has gone through by Charlie Smith in the left field. Joe Christopher to pick it up, and Friend goes down to second base and holds there. Hard smash just to the left side of Charlie Smith on through in the left field. So the Pirates now have their second hit in the inning. They're fourth in the ball game. Runners at first and second with one away, and the batter will be Bill Burden, the left-hand batter. Bill batting .291. One home run, 8 runs batted in. And Jack Fisher in the set position. And his first pitch is in the dirt, bouncing away from Canizero, back to the screen. Friend goes to third base, and Bob Bailey down to second base on the wild pitch. Ball bounced out way in front of home plate, came up and hit Canizero on the chest protector, and then rolled about 60 feet back of him, back to the wall. 1 ball, no strikes from Bill Burden. Infield now being pulled in by manager Casey Stengel. They're going to try and cut off the run. The Pirates lead 1-0, have runners at second and third. Jack Fisher. A look at the signs from Chris Canizero. Now into the windup. And his pitch. Hit slowly to first base. Friend holds at third, and Craneville makes the catch. Goes to the bag about 3 strides away and makes the play there for the out. 2 men away now. Roberto Clemente coming up. Clemente grounded out to third his first time up. He has been almost impossible to get out for the Mets so far this year. Fisher has an open base at first base, so he can pitch him carefully, but he's a hard man to pitch to because he'll hit at anything. Clemente has had 13 hits and 24 times up against the Mets this year. And the first pitch, a hard line drive. A leap and a catch by Bobby Klaus at second base to retire the side. Bobby going high in the air to one-handed, a fine play. And Roberto Clemente is out for the final out of the inning. In the inning, no runs, 2 hits. No errors and 2 men left. And the score at the end of 3, the Pirates 1, the New York Mets nothing. Now here's Bob Murphy with another unusual fact from the Viceroy Hall of Records.
Well, tonight, let's go back to 1883. Dan O'Leary was at bat for the Peoria team. It was the 9th inning, and the score was tied. The pitch came in, and Dan hit it so hard he spun around and fell on one knee. But he picked himself up, and he tore around the base paths. When he got home, though, the umpire called him out. How come? He circled the bases the wrong way. And which way should you go for the taste that's right in filter smoking? That's right, Viceroy. Because Viceroy is specifically designed to taste the way you'd like a filter cigarette to taste. Not too strong like some brands that taste as if they didn't have a filter. And not too light like some others that never seem to satisfy your taste. But Viceroy's not too strong, not too light. Viceroy's got the filter for the taste that's right.
Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Not too strong and not too light. The taste that's right.
Moving to the top of the 4th with the Pirates leading 1-0. Bob Friend getting set to go. Excuse me. He is warming up now, so we'll check the scores. L.A. at Milwaukee. Osteen, the starting pitcher for the Dodgers, and Blassingame going for the Braves. Houston at St. Louis. Bruce pitching for the Astros. Gibson going for the Cardinals. San Francisco at Cincinnati. Gaylord Perry pitching for the Giants and Joey Jay for the Reds. Philadelphia shut out Chicago behind Jim Bunning's 5-hit pitching. He went all the way. 6-0. Covington home run in the 6th with a man on. Losing pitcher was Larry Jackson. At the end of 5, Detroit 5, Cleveland 4. Sherry now pitching for the Tigers. Aguirre was the starter. Ralph Terry pitching for Cleveland. Kaline and Gonzalez home runs in that game. At the end of 3.5, Chicago nothing, New York nothing. Yankees have Stafford pitching for them. Joe Holden pitching for the White Sox. Minnesota at home against Washington. Kopplitz against Jim Cott. Boston at Kansas City postponed because of rain and also scheduled Baltimore at Los Angeles. And now it's Bob Friend on the mound, and the first pitch to Johnny Lewis is taken, ball 1. Lewis moving up as though to bunt. Johnny had a base hit his first time up. One of the 2 hits given up by Bob Friend in 3 innings. Pirates lead 1-0. They have 4 base hits. It'll be Johnny Lewis, Charlie Smith, and Jim Hickman against the right-handers. And Friend comes back again and misses. It's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Johnny batting .261, picking up 5 points with his base hit. He has 6 home runs and 23 runs batted in. A left-hand batter. Now Friend at 2-0, and the pitch back to Lewis. There's a curveball hit high in the air. It's to shallow left field. Moving over, Willie Stargell, and he now moves in as the wind takes the ball in the pit, and he makes the catch. High fly ball. That one was up there, and it's out number 1. Mets got their 2 hits in the first inning. Since then, only 1 man has reached, and that was Chris Cannizzaro on an error by the third baseman Bailey. Now the batter, Charlie Smith, who is out to center field on a line drive. Charlie batting .279 with 5 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Right-hand batter. Had 2 hits in last night's ball game and got them both in 1 inning. And now Bob Friend with the first pitch. It's high for ball 1, and Charlie was going to push one out towards second base. He had moved out to bunt. But with the ball out of the strike zone, he decided to take in the count as at 1 ball and no strikes. Bill Mazeroski, the second baseman, is playing back in the grass and shaded over towards second base, so Charlie has a lot of room that way. And he takes low. It's ball 2. Fastball by Bob Friend. Two balls, no strikes. The score 1-0. The Pirates lead. 1 man away in the top of the 4th. Now Friend back again, and a hard swing and a foul ball. Ball bouncing off Dill Crandall's shin guards, and the count now at 2-1. Wind blowing in from center field. This is not the prevailing wind here in this ballpark. It normally blows toward left field. But with the unusually chilly weather we've had over the last 2 days, wind blowing in. 2 balls, 1 strike, and now Friend back to Charlie Smith. And now upon, and it goes foul. This time Charlie bunting toward third base, and the count evens out at 2-2. On deck batter, Jim Hickman. In the first inning, the Mets had runners at first and second with 2 away, and Charlie Smith came up and lined out to center. Good play on the ball by Burden in center field. Bob Friend, number 19, looking for the sign. That is 2-2 delivery. A curveball bounced down towards short. Andre Rogers up with it. He comes up throwing and just gets the man. Rogers taking some time to get rid of the ball, and Smith almost beat it out. But the Pirates pick up their second out here in the 4th inning, and it brings up Jim Hickman. Jim hit a high fly ball to right field his first time up. He is hitless in the series so far, 0 for 5, after a fine series at Chicago. In Chicago, he had 3 home runs in 2 ball games. Drove in 8 runs. Jim batting .160 with 11 runs batted in for of the season and 3 home runs. Then he has a hard swing at a high slider at strike 1. The Pittsburgh Pirates won on 4 hits, the Mets none on 2. And the pitch back to the plate, a high fastball. The count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mazeroski playing his second base position exactly like he did against Charlie Smith. Deep back on the grass and shaded over towards second base. Outfield playing about the same way as they did on Charlie. Now a curveball, a half swing, and it's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. At the end of 4, the White Sox nothing, the Yankees nothing. Friend at 1 and 2, and the pitch high and tight, and Hickman goes down. Jim was looking for a curveball in that spot. The pitch was not in that far, but the fact that he hung in there so long, looking for the ball to break, he had to then break away in a hurry to keep from getting hit. So they count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Friend back again. Fastball fouled away, and the count will stay at 2 and 2. At this point at 9:15, the sky is completely dark, the twilight gone, and the lights have taken their full effect. Lighting system here in Pittsburgh is not anything like that in Shea Stadium. Lights here are not too good compared to the new Major League standards. Now again at 2-2, and a little pop-up back of home. Del Crandall looking for it, he finds it, and he makes the play that retires his side. 1-2-3 again for Bob Friend. He has now taken out 7 in a row. And the score at the end of 3.5 innings, the Pirates won, the Mets nothing. If someone offers you Hasapico, don't eat it, dance it, like this.
The Hasapico is spirited and lively. It makes Greek Americans feel like dancing, and dance they do, until they work up a fearful thirst. Then they call for different music. Nina Nai Nai is music a Greek drinks to. He'll sit down, call for a beer, probably Rheingold Extra Dry. In fact, in New York City, where there are more Greeks than in all of Sparta, more people drink Rheingold than any other beer. And Rheingold is going great in New Jersey, New England, and Pennsylvania, too. Why do Greek Americans like Rheingold? We don't know, but we must be doing something right.
Big Willie Stargell stepping in the batter's box for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He'll be the leadoff batter against Bob Friend in the bottom half of the 4th. Pirates lead 1-0. Stargell grounded out hard to second base his first time up. His 0 for 1 gives him an average for the season of 246. He has 11 home runs and 25 runs batted in. And the first pitch is low and away, ball 1. Jack Fisher going down low and just missing. Jack has given up 1 run, allowed 4 base hits. 2 hits in the second scored the run. He also gave up 2 hits in the third. Pitch back at the plate. Low and outside again, ball 2, and again just missing. Both pitches by Jack, good pitches, but just off the outside corner. Stargell, a tough man to pitch to. He has tremendous power. Dodgers scored 2 runs in the top of the first. They lead with Milwaukee coming up for the first time, 2-0. Change up and high and away. So now Fisher 3-0 on Willie Stargell, the leadoff batter in the bottom half of the 4th. Giants did not score in their top half of the first. The Reds coming up for their first time at bat. 3 balls, no strikes on Willie Stargell with Don Clendenin on deck. After Don Clendenin, the batter will be Bill Mazeroski. And Jack at 3-0. Pitch is inside, ball 4, and Willie Stargell walks. That is the first walk given up by Fisher. And it gives the Pirates a lead runner. Then it brings up Don Clendenin, who doubled and scored in the second. Don has now hit in 8 consecutive ball games. His average at .339. 3 home runs and 27 runs batted in. He also is a tough man to double up. The Mets back looking for the double play with no one out in the bottom half of the fourth. And the pitch by Fisher. Swung on and missed. The throw to first base, but Stodgel gets back just ahead of the tag. It's strike one. One strike count on Clendenin, the right-hand batter. White Sox out in the top of the fifth. That game scoreless with the Yankees coming up. Pitch back, a check in the swing, and it's a curveball in for strike two. Bill Fisher, after 4 in a row to put Stodgel on first base, comes back with 2 to pick up an 0-2 count on Don Clendenin. Fisher sets, looks at first base, and comes back to the plate. Fastball inside, moves Clendenin away, and the count now at 1-2. Houston now with no runs in the top of the first. The Cardinals coming up. And the Cardinals out in the bottom half of the first. That game scoreless after 1. And Jack Fisher back again. A little check swing, back to the box, over to McMillan at second base. He takes a low throw, goes on to first base for double play, and a fine play in that ball by Roy McMillan. Throw from Jack Fisher was low down around the bag. Roy came up with it, and with the hard-sliding Willie Stodgel coming in, Roy got enough on the ball to throw out the fast man, Don Clendenin. So the Mets pick up their 50th double play of the year. This is their 48th ball game. And with 2 men away, the batter is Bill Mazeroski. 1-6-3 double play. First pitch to Mazeroski, a right-hand batter, is low and away. A slider, it's ball 1. Bill drove in the only run of the ball game in the second inning after Don Clendenin had doubled. Maz singled into center field. And he looks at a slider, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch in the outside corner. Run batted in for Mazeroski, his 13th this year. His average now at .328. He has hit in 6 consecutive ball games with his base hit here tonight. 1-1 delivery, a slip pitch too high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pirates 1-1 on 4 hits. The Mets have no runs in 2. And Fisher now back again. Fastball fouled back on the screen. The count now at 2-2. A lot of room behind home plate in this ballpark. Over 60 feet. One time, it used to be twice that far. And it was no fun for catchers. Also, a lot of room in center field. This is a big ballpark. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Slip pitch hit down toward third. Charlie Smith charges, bobbles, but grabs it, throws the first, and he gets his man. Charlie Smith charging a slowly hit ball, bobbled the ball, but the ball stayed in the air, and he caught it again, or caught it really for the first time, and then had time to fire to first base to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. A walk erased by a double play, and no one left on. And the score at the end of 4 innings of play, the Pirates won, the New York Mets nothing. And now, once again, Bob Murphy.
The Los Angeles Dodgers lead the National League by a margin of 5 games. The Dodgers, everyone feared, would suffer in the one-loss column when Tommy Davis was sent to the sidelines with a fractured ankle. They dipped into the minor leagues and came up with Lou Johnson, who had been bouncing around in the minor leagues with brief major league trials for some 13 years. And Lou Johnson has been doing quite a job. And the Dodgers keep continuing their winning ways. The Dodgers will be in New York next weekend. Friday night, Ladies' Day game Saturday, and a doubleheader on Sunday. And the Sunday, June 13th doubleheader, a week from this Sunday, will be Kingston Day, with ceremonies between games honoring the Old Timers Hall of Fame in Kingston, New York. Among those taking part will be Mets Vice President, one of baseball's original firemen, Johnny Murphy, who started his baseball career in Kingston, New York. So make your ticket plans now. Tickets are on sale at the advanced sale window at Entrance D 7 days a week at Shea Stadium, as well as the other Mets ticket outlets. In the fifth inning, Roy McMillan will try and get things going against veteran right-hander Bob Friend, who has been working very easily. Had a 5-hitter in going the route to win 9-1 in the first game of the Shea Stadium doubleheader last Sunday. Back hitting number 7 in the order, then Chris Cannizzaro and Jack Fisher. Back fly to center is only time up. Now the pitch on the way, and the breaking ball is down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the fifth inning with Pittsburgh in front 1-0. Pitch to Roy McMillan. He takes it. It's a fastball over for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. The breeze coming in from center field toward home plate. The game time temperature was 66, and now the evening is starting to cool off. The evenings have been unusually cool the last few days in the Pittsburgh area. The 1-1 delivery. A pop-up hit down the right field line. Clemente running toward the line. Near the line, he makes the catch. And he caught it in fair territory just as he reached the line. So Bob Friend has now retired 8 straight hitters. Last base runner for New York was Chris Cannizzaro, who steps in now. And Chris reached safely on an error. Bobby Klaus and Johnny Lewis had base hits in the first inning, and that's all the Mets have been able to get off Bob Friend. One out and nobody on. Jack Fisher kneeling in the on-deck circle. Now the pitch. Chris tries to bunt. He misses strike 1. He tried to dump one down the third base line. Harry Walker will be going with another veteran right-hander in the third game of the set tomorrow. He'll have Vernon Law pitching. Breaking ball, a strike on the outside corner, and now Friend quickly has Cannizzaro with 2 strikes. Gary Kroll, the Mets pitcher, in the day game tomorrow, broadcast time 1:30. Gary pitched the best ball game of his major league career his last time out in Chicago. Two-strike delivery, ground ball hammered down to third, a big hop for Bob Bailey. He flips it across to Clinton and in time for the out. 2 men down. That'll bring up Jack Fisher. Fans look for the Rheingold Chug-a-Mug displays in your area. The Chug-a-Mug looks and sounds like just what it is. A good, thirst-quenching drink of beer. 12 ounces of Rheingold Extra Dry, and you can drink it right from the mug. Fisher 0 for 1. He bounced back to the pitcher. Vern Law is only time up. The pitcher, Bob Friend, I beg your pardon, outside, ball 1. Now Friend winds the pitch to Fisher. A swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Friend has won 3 and lost 3. It will surprise you, but the Pittsburgh Pirates, as of the latest averages from the league, have the second best team earned run average in the National League. Off the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike. The only pitching staff in the National League. With a better combined ERA right now, the Los Angeles Dodgers staff. The Dodgers staff has a remarkable earned run average of less than 2.5 earned runs per 9 innings. Ground ball whacked toward the middle, beyond the reach of Rogers, into center field, a base hit. So Fisher delivers a base hit, a ground single to center. Snaps the string for Bob Friend. He had retired 9 straight hitters. Harry Walker had been saying all along when the Pirates were having their troubles, when they lost 20 out of 24 and had an 8-game losing streak, that it had not been the fault of the pitching. It had been defensive lapses and a lack of hitting. And it certainly is borne out in this week's Sporting News figures on team pitching performances. Then the Pirates start putting it all together, getting the hitting, the fielding, and the pitching. And they ripped off a 12-game win streak. Pitch thrown to Bobby Klaus, a breaking ball off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Eddie Cranepool kneeling in the on-deck circle. Fisher takes his lead. Here's the pitch, and it's popped up. Might be playable, a foul ball. Glendenon drifting over to the field box railing, but it's out of reach. Field boxes in this ballpark, Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, come right up to the lines almost. Very little room in foul territory, except directly behind home plate. It always gives the pitcher a little bit more when he's working in a ballpark where you have a lot of room in foul territory between first and third. Or from first around to third, I should say. The 1-1 delivery, a swing and a miss on a high hard one. 1-2 on Bobby Klaus. Bobby singled to left center leading off the ball game, bounced out to third in the third inning. We're in the 5th inning. Pittsburgh 1, New York 0. Foul ball. He caught that one twice, getting it a second time on the back ledge. Pittsburgh, 1 run, 4 hits. New York, no runs, 3 hits as the Mets hit against Friend here in the top of the 5th inning. Now the pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. He got him with a breaking ball on the outside corner. Bob Friend picking up his first strikeout of the game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Now we've come halfway at the end of 4.5 innings to score. Pittsburgh 1, the New York Mets 0. Say, are you planning to visit the World's Fair this year? Well, we certainly hope so. And if you are, get a free Shell World's Fair map and walking guide from your Shell dealer. It's the only map of the World's Fair that tells you how much time you need to walk from place to place and see the things you want to see. How long will you spend at the Ford Pavilion? What's the quickest way from the Unisphere to the Belgian Village? How long does the Swiss Sky Ride take? Will you have time to see the free Florida water ski show? How many minutes will you take to walk from the Spanish Pavilion to General Motors? And how long do the fireworks last? Well, don't guess. You can get all the answers from the free Shell World's Fair map and walking guide. The only map of the World's Fair that tells you how much time you need to go where you want and see what you want. So make the most of your time at the fair. Ask your Shell dealer for a World's Fair map and walking guide. You can't buy these maps, but they're free while stocks last at all your local Shell stations. Another service from your Shell dealer. Service is his business. Andre Rogers will be up against Jack Fisher in the bottom half of the 5th inning. He lined into a double play in the 2nd inning with a line drive to McMillan. They were playing hit and run, and Mack then pegged across to first to double up Mazeroski. High fly to right field, fairly deep. Back to the wall goes Johnny Lewis. He jumps, and he can't make the play as the base hit off the wall. Rogers goes into second base. with a high fly ball to the opposite field, over the head of Johnny Lewis and off the wall. And he continues an amazing hot streak. Right here we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Your station for all the Mets games, WGY, 810 on the dial, Schenectady.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner. The Pirates have a threat going. Del Crandall up against Jack Fisher. And the pitch is low and away, ball one. Well, veteran Andy Rogers was acquired from Chicago for reserve strength. Then the Bucks traded Dick Schofield for Jose Pagan, and Pagan suffered a slight muscle pull. Rogers got a chance to play, and he's hit about 400 in the last 12 games. Ground ball bounced slowly past Jack Fisher, charged by McMillan, the peg to first in time for the out. Mets were fortunate to have a man slow a foot going down the line on that slow bouncer just beyond Fisher's reach. Good play by Roy McMillan. Now 1 out and 1 on, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Bob Friend. Friend is 0 for 1. He tried to bunt a runner over. But the lead runner, Crandall, was forced in the third inning, so he was charged with a time at bat. Now the pitch on the way. Low it outside, ball one. In Milwaukee, the Braves got 2 runs in the first inning off Claude Osteen. The Dodgers and Braves are tied 2-2 at the end of 1 inning. Foul ball hit back into the crowd. 1 ball, 1 strike on Friend. Houston nothing, St. Louis nothing at the end of an inning and a half in St. Louis. Bob Bruce against Bob Gibson. Gibson shooting for his 9th win of the year. And the Astros have a new first baseman in Diamond Jim Gentile. He's playing first tonight in St. Louis and batting cleanup. Walter Bond has gone to left field and is hitting third. The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss on a low curve in the count 1-2. Gentile's biggest year was playing for Paul Richards in Baltimore, his second year, when he hit 44 home runs and knocked in 146 runs. Now Fisher up in pitching position. Delivers to Friend. Outside and low, it's 2-2. In Cincinnati, Johnny Edwards has hit his 8th home run of the year. He's off to quite a start, and it was a 3-run homer off Gaylord Perry. So the Reds lead the Giants 3-0, batting in the last half of the second. Cincinnati continues to have the highest team batting average in Major League Baseball. The 2-2 delivery, a squibbler foul off the bat coming right straight back. Right here, it's Pittsburgh 1, New York nothing, bottom half of the 5th inning. Andy Rogers on second, 1 man out. Now Fisher at 2-2 delivers, foul ball, and Friend is hanging tough against Jack Fisher. Johnny Pesky is the first base coach, and Alex Grammas the third base coach for Harry the Hat Walker. Now the 2-2 delivery. Ground ball whacked down to third, taken by Charlie Smith. He holds the runner, throws to first, and there are 2 away. Ball hit rather sharply by Bob Friend, caught in the webbing of the glove by Charlie Smith when it took a little bit of a bad hop. Bob Bailey coming up. Bailey had a single in the third, 1 hit and 2 times at bat. Fisher checks his runner, Andy Rogers. Now the pitch to Bailey, low and outside as he works the breaking ball away from him. Bailey pulls the ball, and the Mets play him deep around toward left in the outfield. The big gap is the alley in right center. An off-speed pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes. So now Jack is behind on a dangerous hitter, Bob Bailey, 2 balls and no strikes. Last year was Bailey's sophomore year in Major League Baseball, and it was a good year. He didn't feel the jinx. He wound up hitting .281. Too high, another off-speed pitch, and it goes to 3-0 on Bob Bailey. Bill Verdon is the on-deck hitter. Delivery down the middle. He took it all away. It goes to 3-1. Don Clendenin's double and Bill Mazeroski's run-scoring hit, providing the only run scored so far in the game. Pitching 3-1. Whacked on the ground to third. A big hop for Charlie Smith. Smitty's pegged to first, a good one, and the side is out. So Fisher continues to work well under fire. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. 5 innings complete, and as the ground crew comes out to manicure the infield for the second half of the game, the score, the Pittsburgh Pirates 1 and the New York Mets 0. Well, Casey was mighty happy to welcome Charlie Smith back to the Mets lineup. Charlie, over a 17-game span, hit .377 and now 14 runs in. Then he came down with a throat infection and a bad cold that kept him out of the Chicago series. But Smitty returned to the lineup tonight and last night had 2 hits in the same inning. You'll enjoy reading all about Charlie Smith's baseball career in the revised edition of the 1965 New York Mets yearbook. It contains all the up-to-date facts and figures on our amazing Mets, plus some 258 action photographs. The lifetime records of all the Mets, including the first-year men, there in complete detail. And a special section on Yogi and Warren Spahn. To get the new 1965 Mets yearbook, send in 50 cents to Mets Yearbook, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. That's Mets Yearbook, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. That's Mets Yearbook, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. America's Gemini 4 has set 2 world space firsts. At 9:36 p.m., Gemini 4 passed the American 22.9 orbit duration record set by Gordon Cooper in May 16, 1963. At 9:41 p.m., McDivitt and White logged more time in space, 68 hours and 51 minutes, than the total logged by all 8 previous astronauts. Now we go to the 6th inning, and Eddie Kranepool is up against Bob Friend. Ground ball bounced over the mound towards second, taken by Mazeroski. He whips to Clendenin, and Kranepool is out. The Mets have not had a runner beyond second base against Bob Friend. Joe Christopher has flied to center and flied to right, nothing for two. It's amazing how tough Friend is against New York. He's always been a real good major league pitcher. Against the Mets, he has been a Hall of Fame type hurler. Pitch to Christopher. Right in for a called strike. He picked off the inside corner of the letters. Friend will very rarely hurt himself by losing control. He hasn't walked a hitter in the ball game. Throws a lot of sliders, breaking pitches, moves the ball around, and he can get it just about where he wants it on any pitch. And the curve is on the outside corner, strike two. Fastball in the inside corner, a curve on the outside corner as he works in and out on Joe Christopher. Johnny Lewis on deck, and then Charlie Smith. Two-strike delivery. Just missed the outside corner. It's 1-2. Joe tried to bunt his way on base his last time up and almost pulled it off, but it rolled foul down the third baseline at the last moment. Joe is probably the best bunter on the club. The 1-2 pitch. Hammered hard toward the middle, a base hit to center. So Christopher keeps his hitting streak alive. He's now hit straight, hit in 11 straight ball games. And one on, Christopher reaching on a single to center. All four of the Mets hits have been singles, and they've all been ground singles. Johnny Lewis is up. He hit a ground single through the hole on the right side of the infield in the first. He flied to left in the fourth inning. Inside to high, 1 ball and no strikes. Detroit leading Cleveland 6-5. They're in the last of the 8th inning in Cleveland now. Here's the pitch by Friend, a swing and a foul tip. 1 ball, 1 strike. White Sox and the Yankees are in the 7th inning, no score. Pitching duel between Joe Horland and Bill Stafford. Bob Allison has gone in front, or has put Minnesota in front at least 2-0 with a home run in the second. Coplett's pitching for Washington, Cott for the Twins. The 1-1 pitch off the outside corner, 2-1 to Johnny Lewis. The Red Sox and the A's rained out in Kansas City. That may not be the only storm in Kansas City. There might be quite a storm about Jim Gentile being sold to Houston. Baltimore and Los Angeles later tonight. 2-1 delivery. Foul ball back over the screen into the crowd. And it's 2-2 on Johnny Lewis. Mets trying to get even. They trail 1-0 as they bat against Friend here in the top half of the 6th inning. The 2-2 pitch is high, and the string is out, 3-2. Now let's keep an eye on Joe Christopher and see if Casey has him running on 3-2 with 1 out. Del Crandall crossed behind the plate, giving the sign for the 3-2 delivery. Infield and the outfield just about straight away against Lewis. There he goes. Here's the pitch. A ground ball hit down to third. The play will have to be to first base. In time, almost a high throw. It started to take off, but Clendenin, who plays the gateway for the Bucks, stands 6 feet 4 inches. But by playing hit and run, the Mets stay out of the double play and move the tying run into the scoring position with Charlie Smith coming up. This is the second time in the game the Mets have had a runner as far as second. The other occasion was in the first inning. Jim Hickman coming out on deck. Mets trying to pick up that tying run from second base. Pitch by Friend, a swing and a miss on a breaking ball that was down around the knees. A real tough pitch made by Friend. Pittsburgh, 1 run, 5 hits. New York, no runs, 4 hits. It's the 6th inning. Hit hard toward the alley in right center. Clemente racing for it. Won't be able to get it. An extra base hit rolling back toward the gate in deep right center. The game's tied up as Smitty digs for third. He's in standing up with a run-scoring triple. Charlie Smith hitting a long drive to right center on the fly. That ball carried well over 400 feet. Landed close to the warning track out by the gates in right center field and ties up the ball game. It's 1-1 as Jim Hickman steps in. What a job Charlie Smith has been doing. That's Charlie's 21st run batted in. Now Hickman hoping to put New York in front. Bucks have the infield back deep with 2 men down. The pitch by a Friend, a swing and a miss and a curve, strike 1. Extra base hit for the Mets, and it ties things up. Here's the pitch to Jim Hickman. Jim leans in and lets it go, and it breaks outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jim 0 for 6 in the Pirates series after winning the hitting laurels in the Cubs series. Pitch is over his head. He lets it go at a count, 2 balls and a strike. Pittsburgh scored in the second inning on a double by Clendenin and a run-scoring hit by Mazeroski. Pittsburgh, how about that? Now the 2-1 delivery. A high fly ball to rather deep right. Scooting back is Clemente. He's under it waiting in deep right and makes the catch to side is out. New York tied it up. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 5.5 innings, the New York Mets won and the Pittsburgh Pirates won. Say, if you've been wondering what Swedish Americans sing after the smorgasbord, listen to this.
Is a song that Swedish Americans sing over and over at their parties and picnics until they raise a fearful thirst. Then they change their tune. Halon Gore is a traditional Swedish drinking song, and often the beer they drink is Rheingold Extra Dry. In fact, in New York City, where there are more Swedes than in all of Husqvarna, more people drink Rheingold than any other beer. And Rheingold is going great in New Jersey, New England, and Pennsylvania, too. Why do Swedish Americans like Rheingold? We don't know. But we must be doing something right.
Pittsburgh will have 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order facing Jack Fisher in the last of the 6th inning. Center fielder Bill Verdon has fouled out to McMillan, who caught the ball across the line down behind third and bounced out to Eddie Kranepool. Bill hitting .290. The game tied 1-1, bottom half of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch by Fisher, a foul tip. He just nicked it off the end of the bat, strike 1. The paid crowd for tonight's game, 11,026. A day game tomorrow with Gary Kroll opposing Vernon Law. And we'll be on with the broadcast tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. Fisher now with a 2-strike advantage on Bill Verdon. Roberto Clemente is on deck, and then Willie Stargell. Two-strike delivery. Change up, a slip pitch, and he struck him out. Beautiful pitch by Fisher. He threw him the slipper. First strikeout by Fisher. Each hurler now has notched one, and the hitter is Roberto Clemente. Well, he's been up twice, and twice the Mets have made a good play on him. Took a big swing and hit a slow roller and was thrown out on a good play by Charlie Smith in the first. Then Bobby Klaus made a leaping grab of a hard-hit line drive in the third. Whacked hard down to third, a big hop for Charlie Smith. The throw to first in time, and Clemente is out. He hit down on that first pitch thrown and took a long, high bounce down toward third. Two outs, nobody on. Willie Stargell coming up. Stargell has bounced to second, reached on a walk. He walked leading off in the last of the fourth inning, but it was erased when Clendenin bounced into a double play, started by Jack Fisher. Game tied 1-1, last half of the sixth. High foul fly. It'll be over into the crowd behind the third base dugout. No play. White Sox and the Yankees go to the eighth inning. No score. Horland against Stafford. Foul tipped. Trying to hold up on the swing on a low curve and just nicked it foul off the end of the bat. So Fisher now with a 2-strike count on Willie Stargell. Stargell, a strong left-hand hitter. And each team time that he has come up, Jack has been trying to pitch away from him over the outside corner. Here's the windup, 2-strike pitch. Just missed with a fastball on the inside corner. He jammed him with that one. He got out in front working outside and then came inside with a fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Setting up the target. The pitch on the way. A bouncing ball hits on the right side of the diamond. Taken on the knee-high hop by Bobby Klaus. He throws the crane pool and the side is out. Good inning by Jack Fisher. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. 6 innings complete. The score, the Mets won and the Pirates won. And Lindsey Nelson will be with you in just a moment to detail every exciting play the rest of the way. Can you imagine a Puerto Rican party without music? Don't try, just listen to this.
Temporal, temporal, que nos mate temporal, 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 que nos mate temporal, que será de Puerto Rico cuando venga el temporal.
Temporal is a song Puerto Ricans sing over and over at their parties and picnics until they raise a fearful thirst. Then they change their tune. Seis Choriao is the song a Puerto Rican drinks to. He'll sit down, call for a beer, probably Rheingold Extra Dry. In fact, in New York City, where there are more Puerto Ricans than in all of San Juan, more people drink Rheingold than any other beer. And Rheingold is going great in New Jersey, New England, and Pennsylvania, too. Why do Puerto Ricans like Rheingold? We don't know. But we must be doing something right.
Now to the top half of the seventh, and the New York Mets have Roy McMillan up to lead off. Mack is batting number 7 in the batting order. He has flied to center and flied to right so far tonight. Both starting pitchers are still in the ball game. Bob Friend on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Looks into Del Crandall to get a sign, and here's the first pitch of the 7th inning, and it's in there for a called strike one. Score tied here, 1-1, as we go to the 7th. Second game of a 5-game set here at Forbes Field between the Mets and the Pirates. Chris Cannizzaro kneeling in the on-deck circle as Robert Friend delivers, and it's swung on and lined into left field for a base hit. Stargell over, up with it, plays it back, and Mack takes the wide turn and holds it first with a line shot single to left. Bob Bailey stretched out trying to get a glove on it and just missed at third base. That brings up Chris Cannizzaro, who was on an error by Bailey in the second inning and grounded out third to first in the 5th. He looks down to third base coach Don Hefner to see if he is sacrificing. Pitcher Jack Fisher is due up next. Fisher had a base hit in the top half of the 5th inning. Cannizzaro's a right-hand batter. Fisher looks in to get a sign now from Del Crandall. McMillan leads at first base, and the pitch in for a call second. He was not bunting on that pitch. Clendenin at first was holding the runner until the pitch, and then came charging, and Bailey was ready to charge at third, but Cannizzaro was not bunting on that pitch. Strike one. Nobody out. Friend again is up and set. And the pitch is taken high for a ball. Cannizzaro started to swing and checked it at the last moment. Frank Carpin is throwing in the bullpen for the Pittsburgh Pirates, left-hander. Here's a 1-1 delivery. He squares to Button. It's a pitch out. So he takes it outside, 2-1. They had the sacrifice on that pitch. But Del Crandall was trying to read the intent and call for the pitch out. Cannizzaro having a little trouble reading the sign of Hefner, so he steps out of the batter's box to be sure he has it right. Jack Fisher wearing the jackets, kneeling in the on-deck circle. It's a little nippy here now at Pittsburgh. Temperature has skidded a little bit in the last hour or so. McMillan leads at first. Here's the pitch to Cannizzaro, and it's in for a call strike. He was not bunting. It's 2-2. Frank Carpin continues to throw in the Pittsburgh Pirate bullpen as we have reached the 7th inning of this ball game. Bailey playing a deep third base now for the Pirates with the count 2-2 to Cannizzaro. The 2-2 pitch, and it's taken low and away. It is a full count now, 3-2. With nobody out, let's see now if McMillan is running on the pitch. Friend looks into Del Crandall. McMillan takes his lead. Mack's running, and the pitch is low and away. He walked in. And now the indication is that the ball clicked off his bat, and he fouled it off just barely. It was back into the glove of Crandall, but that returns McMillan to first base, and the count holds 3-2 to Chris Cannizzaro. Pitch was low and away, and Cannizzaro started down to first, and umpire Al Barling behind the plate spread his arms out on either side, indicating that it had been tipped into the glove, just barely, of Del Crandall. McMillan was running on the 3-2 pitch with nobody out. He takes his lead again as Friend is off the stretch. Mack's running. The pitch is low, and he walked him this time for sure. So McMillan pulls up safely at second, and Cannizzaro goes to first with the base on balls. We are still in a sacrifice situation with pitcher Jack Fisher coming up, and we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is WGY, 810 on the dial, Schenectady. The time is 1 minute past 10.
Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, where the Mets now have runners at first and second with nobody out, and Jack Fisher's up. Jack is 1 for 2 tonight. Pirates, of course, have to protect against the likelihood of the sacrifice, so they bring Clendenon in on the grass at first. They have Bob Bailey in on the grass at third base. And a pickoff attempt, but to no avail, as Mazeroski moved over to take it, and back safely is Roy McMillan. Both Rogers and Matt were hanging around the bag, and as Rogers quickly moved to his position, hoping to bring McMillan with him, Mazeroski went to the bag and took the pickoff attempt. Again, the stretch and the pitch, and it swung on and fouled off for strike one. So there was no sacrifice on the first pitch. Fisher was swinging away, and he fouled it off for strike one. Jack now looks down to Don Hefner again to read his sign, to see if manager Stengel is alternating. Having had him take a cut on one pitch, he might very well switch off to the sacrifice on the second pitch. And he squares to bunt and does bunt it down the first baseline. Clendenon throws to third and in time for the fourth. McMillan is forced as Andre Rogers took the throw there. Fisher becomes the runner at first, and Chris Canizero moves to second. But the first baseman, Clendenon, came in to field the ball in a hurry and fire on to Andre Rogers, the shortstop, who covered third for the fourth. So with one man out, runners hold first and second now, and Bobby Klaus is coming up. Fisher trying to sacrifice. He is charged, of course, with the time at bat. Bobby Klaus had a leadoff single in the top half of the first inning. Since then, he is grounded out short to first and was called out on strikes. The score is tied, 1-1. We're in the top half of the seventh inning. Pirates got a run in the second. The Mets got a run in the sixth. Bren looks in to read the sign of Del Crandall. Bren has won 3 games this year, and he's lost 3. Up and set with runners leading at first and second. The pitch to Klaus, and it is fouled off for strike one. It was a check swing. Kneeling in the on-deck circle for the Mets is Ed Kranepool. We'll be on the air tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 p.m. New York time with the third game of this 5-game set between the Mets and the Pirates. Tomorrow, Vernon Law will be pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates and Gary Crow for the Mets. Here's a strike one delivered to Klaus, and it's low one inside. It's 1-1. Bob Friend has walked only one in this game. He has struck out only one. That was Klaus in the 5th inning. Friend sets his runner's lead. The 1-1 pitch. High for a ball. It's 2-1. So Friend goes behind now to the Met leadoff man, Bobby Klaus. At the end of 3.5 innings now, going to the bottom of the 4th, the Dodgers 2 and the Milwaukee Braves 2. Claude Osteen against Wade Blassingame. And going to the bottom of the 4th in St. Louis, no score. The Houston Astros and the St. Louis Cardinals. Bob Bruce against Bob Gibson. Now Friend with the 2-1 delivery, swung on, hit on the ground to third. Taken by Bailey, he goes to Maz for one, and he drops the ball. But he was throwing and coming on home now with another run is Canizero as the Mets go ahead 2-1. Here was the play, a ground ball to third. Bailey fired over to Mazeroski, and Maz took the throw for the force out on Fisher and started to throw and drop the ball. The out call was made by Stan Landis as the ball moved out into short center field. Canizero dashed for home with the go-ahead tally, and on at first base with 2 men out is Bobby Klaus. The Mets lead by a score of 2-1. It is the umpire's judgment as to whether or not the ball is dropped before the force is made or after the force is made, and while the pivot man is trying to get the ball out of his glove to make the peg on. and it was the considered judgment of Stan Landis that already Fisher had been forced. However, for allowing the run to score, Mazeroski is charged with an error. Larry Bernard gets up in the Met bullpen now. Here is the pitch, and it's low for ball. Bernard gets up because Fisher was sliding in pretty hard at second base, and he limped a little bit as he came off the field. So down in the bullpen area, they get Bernard up just in case. Rainpool is up there with 2 men out, and there's a count of ball 1 to him. Pitch to the left-hand batter. Hit on the ground towards second, and Mazeroski moves over, up with it, plays on to first in time, and the side is out. But the Mets picked up a run on a hit. There was an error, and there was 1 left. And the score at the end of 6.5 innings is the Mets 2 and the Pirates 1. And now it's time for another unusual fact from the Viceroy Hall of Records. 1922, the Cubs and the Phils played one of the wildest games you'll ever hear about. They just about needed a policeman to direct traffic at home plate. By the end of the game, Chicago had knocked in 23 runs. But get this, they lost. That's right, because Philadelphia brought home 26 runs. And if you want to bring home the taste that's right in filter smoking, it's Viceroy. You see, Viceroy is specifically designed to taste the way you'd like a filter cigarette to taste. Viceroy is not too strong like some brands that taste as if they didn't have a filter, and not too light like some others. You know the kind. They just don't seem to satisfy your taste. But Viceroy is not too strong, not too light. Viceroy's got the filter for the taste that's right.
Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Not too strong and not too light. The taste that's right.
Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Jack Fisher has not yet come out of the Met dugout. He has been receiving attention down there in the dugout. Manager Casey Stengel came out to have a word with plate umpire Al Barlick. And Larry Bernard continues to throw in the Met bullpen. And also up down there now is Larry Miller, a left-hander, throwing along with Bernard. The public address announcer is asking that a Go Mets sign hanging from the railing in right field be removed. So they do as they did before. They just swing it over and they leave it inside the railing. There are several Met banners around the ballpark here tonight in Pittsburgh. Fisher still has not come out of the dugout. Yogi Berra is there talking to manager Casey Stengel. Casey is outside the dugout. Umpire Al Barlick goes over there as well. It's entirely possible, and this is only a guess, it's entirely possible that Fisher was cut on the slide as he went into second base, because he sort of got mixed up in Mazeroski there, and Maz dropped the ball, and it rolled out into short center field, and then Fisher was limping when he came off the field. Canizero, of course, scampered home with the go-ahead run. But apparently Fisher still is receiving attention, and now he comes out of the dugout. Here comes Jack Fisher, just coming out and heading for the mound. So he is apparently staying in this ball game. Casey Stengel is following him out there. Casey would like to know that he is in the best of shape, because we're going to the top half of the 8th inning. Pittsburgh Pirates, or rather to the bottom half of the 7th inning, I beg your pardon. The Pittsburgh Pirates will have Don Clendenin, Bill Mazeroski, and Andre Rogers coming up here in the bottom half of the 7th. Remember, Viceroy is not too strong and not too light. Viceroy's got the filter for the taste that's right. So far this evening, the Pirates have reached Jack Fisher for 1 run on 5 hits. Fisher has struck out 1 and walked 1. He's throwing easily and apparently is all right. Stengel turns, comes back to the dugout. Charlie Smith comes over from his position at third to have a word with Jack Fisher. Double barrel action continues in the Met bullpen. And now Don Clendenin is coming around to lead off. He had a double and scored the Pirate run in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. He has great speed. Fisher, as we guessed, picked up 2 spike marks on his left leg in sliding in to second base, and he was receiving attention for those. Now Clendenon is up for the Pirates. He hit into a double play in the bottom of the 4th. Jack Fisher deals a pitch, and it's low for a ball. Clendenon has a batting average of .337. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside low, it's 2-0 as Fisher goes behind. Jack takes a moment now, rubbing up the ball and looking in to Chris Canizero. And here's the 2-0 delivery to the right-hand batter. Swung on and missed all the way around. It's 2-1 to Don Clendenon. The Mets are leading here by a score of 2-1 in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Here's a 2-1 delivery. In for a called strike. A good pitch, a slider. It's 2-2 now to Don Clendenon. Wind blowing in from center field tonight. Fisher with a 2-2 delivery. Fastball low, and it's a full count of 3-2 to Clendenon. Well, in a tough ball game, the thing you don't want to do is to walk the leadoff man. Bill Mazeroski's waiting on deck. Fisher getting a sign from Chris Canizero. Starts the motion for the payoff pitch. Swung on, and 1 hop to McMillan at shortstop. Throw to first. Clendenon's out by a long-running stride. 1 away, and Bill Mazeroski's coming up. Maz ought to base it up the middle to drive in the Pirate run in the bottom of the 2nd, and he grounded out third to first in the bottom of the 4th. Going to the bottom of the 9th in New York, it's the White Sox nothing and the Yankees nothing. The Cleveland Indians defeated the Detroit Tigers 7-6. Here's a pitch to the Pittsburgh captain, Bill Mazeroski. Swung on and laced into right center field. It's in for a base hit. Johnny Lewis 1 hops it, plays it back. And Maz holds with a looping, slicing single to right center. So the Pirates pick up their 6th hit off Jack Fisher with 1 man out. And shortstop Andre Rogers is coming up. He lined into a double play in the 2nd, and he had a double in the bottom of the 5th. He was 4 for 4 last night. Rogers has been swinging the hot bat for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And he is hitting .370 at this moment. James Rule holds against the runner at first as Fisher checks and deals a pitch. It's in for a called strike to the rangy right-hand batter. The Mets 2 and the Pirates 1 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Crandall is waiting on deck for the Pirates. Mazeroski leads at first base. The strike 1 delivery is a breaking ball right in. A good pitch, and it's a 2-strike count. Her ball, and Andre Rogers took it. Fisher takes a moment now. Looks in to get a sign, has it, up and set. Maz leads at first base. 2-strike delivery, swung on and fouled off. It was a low pitch, and Rogers took a golfing stroke. Rogers is a pretty good low ball hitter. Old cricket player, apparently he has the stroke because that ball down there below his knees, and he'll lace it for you frequently. Strike count to Rogers. Wide stance at the plate. Has the bat caught. Mazeroski leads, and here's the pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground to third. Charlie Smith up to cross for 1. The throw on, a double play. A 5-4-3 double play that retires the side. No runs. 1 hit, no errors, none left, and the score at the end of 7 innings is the Mets 2 and the Pirates 1. Now let's check on the action elsewhere. First, in the National League. At the end of 4 innings of play, it is the Dodgers 2 and the Milwaukee Braves 2. Claude Osteen against Wade Blassingame. In the 3.5 innings, the Houston Astros nothing, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Bob Bruce against Bob Gibson. At the end of 4 innings of play, the Cincinnati Reds 3 and the San Francisco Giants nothing. Gaylord Perry against Joey J. Johnny Edwards has the 3-run homer for Cincinnati in the 2nd inning. And this afternoon, the Philadelphia Phillies shut out the Chicago Cubs 6-0 on a 5-hitter by Jim Bunning. Larry Jackson started and took the loss. Abernathy in the 3rd, Kuntz in the 7th, Humphries in the 9th. Wes Covington had a 2-run homer for the Phils. Over in the American League, tonight the Cleveland Indians beat the Detroit Tigers 7-6 as Siebert was the winner in relief and Seri was the loser. Kaline had a homer and so did Gonzalez. Going to the bottom of the 9th, the White Sox nothing, the Yankees nothing. Joe Harlan against Bill Stafford. The end of 3.5, it's the Minnesota Twins 2 and the Washington Senators 1. Copless against Cott. Allison and Hall have had Minnesota home runs. Boston Red Sox at Kansas City postponed rain. Baltimore at Los Angeles against the Angels in a later start. And right here at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, it is the New York Mets 2, the Pittsburgh Pirates 1. Mets batting in the top of the 8th. Number 3 man in the batting order, Joe Christopher up. Christopher kept his hitting streak alive last time up with a ground single up the middle, and he later scored the first Met run. Bob Friends pitches in as Joe Christopher bluffs the butt and doesn't offer. It's a called strike in the strike zone. The Mets are scheduled to send up here in the top of the 8th Joe Christopher, Johnny Lewis, and Charlie Smith. Bob Friend with the pitch, sidearms this time low, and it's 1-1. Have reached Bob Friend for 6 hits. Here is a swing and a miss. A breaking ball. It's 1-2. The hits are all even in the game, 6 each. Attendance here tonight, 11,026. 11,026 paid at Forbes Field this Friday night. It's a sidearm delivery that missed high and away, and it's 2-2. For the sign from Del Crandall has it, and the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit on the ground, foul. Back at third base, gloved over there by Bob Bailey. Count holds at 2-2. No action at this moment in the Met bullpen. No action in the Pirate bullpen. Joe Christopher had already legged it across first base, so he's coming back now to pick up the bat. Locker rooms here at Forbes Field are on the first base side of the stand so that both clubs come onto the field through a runway coming into the Parrot dugout. Now Christopher's in and waiting with the bat cocked, and here's the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and foul back out of play. Count holds at 2-2. Joe Christopher was a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates squad in their pennant-winning year of 1960 here. Of course, the Pirates that year won a lot of ball games in the late innings, coming from behind with all sorts of swinging rollers and chops up the middle. Here's a pitch, and it's inside. Joe ducks out of the way. It's a full count of 3-2. Of course, when you win pennants, usually that's what you do. Those are the games you win, and that's why you're out in front, and that's why you win a pennant. Last year it was the Philadelphia Phillies who were doing that. They got ever so close and then didn't, and this year they haven't been doing that. The very same moves that they made last year have turned out differently this season for the Phils so far. Here is the pitch now. And it is low for a ball, runs the count to 3-2 to Joe Christopher. The 2-2 pitch was low. Johnny Lewis waiting on deck. And the payoff pitch. Swung on and foul back as Christopher protects the plate. Count holds full at 3-2. Christopher's leading off for the Mets in the top of the eighth. Somebody bounces a ball out there in front of the plate high in the air and beats it out. They still call it a Lloyd Wainer hit here at Forbes Field. Here's a pitch swung on and popped up back of first in foul territory. Clendenon has a play, and he one-hands it right over the railing for the out. So Christopher fouls out to first, one away, and Johnny Lewis is coming up. Johnny Lewis had a ground single to the right side. He flied to left, and he grounded out third to first. He's 1 for 3. Outside for a ball. White Sox and the Yankees are going into extra innings with a scoreless tie. Right here, the Mets are leading the Pirates 2-1. Breaking ball low. 2-0 to Johnny Lewis. The first game that the Mets ever won was here at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. In 1962, their first year, the Mets lost 9 straight and then got a win here at Forbes Field as Jay Hook was the winning pitcher. Here's a swing and a fly ball deep to left, way back there, and going back to Stargell, and he's near the scoreboard and hauls it down for the out. That ball was hit deep to left. Well, there are a lot of ballparks in which that would have been a home run. But Forbes Field is one of the more spacious ballparks, and it goes for a long out. 2 away, now Charlie Smith up. Charlie had a booming triple to right center to drive in the first Met run in the top of the 6th. That came with 2 men out, and he died at third base. Charlie had 2 hits last night coming back to the lineup after having been sidelined with a respiratory infection. Batting .282 for the season. This pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-0. Pitch. Swung hit on the ground at third base, taken by Bob Bailey, barehanded, and he throws on in time. Took a bad hop, and Bailey barehanded the ball and made the play. With no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. The score at the end of 7.5 innings is the Mets 2 and the Pirates 1. Is this one of those nights when you're not yourself? You'll feel more so when you listen to this.
Oh, I'm not myself at all, Molly dear, Molly dear. I'm not myself at all.
This song gets sung over and over at Irish parties and picnics until the singers raise a ferocious thirst. Then they change that tune.
Come fill up your glasses and drink what you will. I'm a man you love me every day.
This is a traditional Irish drinking song, and often the beer they drink is Rheingold Extra Dry. In fact, in New York City, where there are more Irish than in the whole of Dublin, more people drink Rheingold than any other beer. And Rheingold is going great in New Jersey, New England, and Pennsylvania, too. Why do Irish Americans like Rheingold? We don't know, but we must be doing something right.
I'm a man you don't need every day, every day. I'm a man you don't need every day.
As we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, the Pirates are going to their bench right now, sending up Manny Mota to bat for Del Crandall. Manny Mota is an outfielder by trade, hitting .153 with 7 runs batted in. Right-hand batter facing right-hand pitcher Jack Fisher. Jerry Lynch comes out of the dugout to the on-deck circle, so Lynch will... And Jerry Lynch comes out of the dugout to the on-deck circle, so Lynch will be batting for Bob Friend, who up next. We're in the bottom half of the eighth inning. Jack Fisher deals a pitch to Mota. Bunny down to first base line, and past Fisher, and Southmore has it, goes on, and he's safe at first base. The call is safe at first base, and it's being protested by the net. By Jack Fisher and by Chris Canizero all the way down there. As Mota is on at first, Krause charged that ball and made a barehand play, and then turned over completely, a flip on his shoulder. A very close play, and Augie Donatelli, the umpire at first, says he beat it out for a base hit. And that is a big base hit, a leadoff base hit here in the eighth inning for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Canizero still arguing the point down there. And now Jerry Lynch, who had a pinch homer here last night, he's going to bat for Bob Friend. Manny Mota bunted his way on. He pushed the ball to the right side, got it by Fisher, so that the second baseman had to play it. Jerry Lynch coming up. Al McBean is throwing in the bullpen. Al McBean is throwing in the bullpen now for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Defensive outfielder Billy Cowan is loosening up in the Met bullpen area now. Larry Bernard gets up to throw again in the Met bullpen. Here's a throw over to first, and Mota's back safely. Close play at first base. Almost 60. The Mets are leading 2-1, and we're in the bottom half of the eighth inning. Now Fisher checks and throws over again. He's back safely. Last night, Lynch had a pinch homer. It was the 17th time in his career that he has hit a pinch home run. He holds the Major League record. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's low, and Canizero keeps it out in front of him. Rolls it up the third base line. No advance by Mota at first base. Chris scrambling up there to keep that ball in front of him. Now Canizero walks to the mound. You know, the Rheingold Chug-a-Mug holds 12 ounces of Rheingold Extra Dry, and it has a pull tab so you don't need an opener. It's about the handiest way there is of quenching your thirst, and we're making it even handier now with special displays in your neighborhood. Chris Canizero turns to come back behind the plate. The hit by Mota, the bunt base hit, was number 7 off Fisher in this game. Jack sets as Mota leads at first base. He has good speed. Here's the pitch. Swung on it in the air down the left field line. Curving foul out of play. Into the seats behind the Met bullpen. McMillan gave it a run. Smith gave it a run. Christopher gave it a run from left field. And the Pittsburgh Pirates battling here at Forbes Field. Jack Fisher checks the runner at first base. 1-1 delivery to Lynch. Swung on and hit it in the air to center. And going back is Hickman. He's there, and he makes the catch. Halfway on the line drive to center. Mota goes back to first. Lynch got a lot of wood on that ball, and lofted it out to center field. Hickman went back a few steps in that spacious area and hauled it down. One away. And now it is Bob Bailey coming up. The third baseman is 1 for 3. Grounded out third to first, had a ground single through the hole into left, and grounded out third to first. He's looking down to sign man Alex Stamets at third to see if they're playing hit and run. Takes the lead at first, and Crane Poole holding against the runner. Off the stretch. Fisher with the pitch, and it's low for a ball. Canizero bluffs, does not throw to first base. McBean still throwing in the bullpen for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Jack Fisher again, up and set. Throws over. Not in time and a little high. That one failed on him, and Ranul had to pull it down. Charlie Smith, the third baseman, backs up the return throw. Now the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there. Good pitch. And it's 1-1 to Bob Bailey with Bill Burton waiting in the on-deck circle. Manager Harry Walker up and moving around in the Pirate dugout. Fisher checks his runner at first and throws over again, trying to keep Mota close to that bag as he possibly can. Got to Bob Bailey at the plate at 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch is high. He started to go and laid off, and Canizero again bluffed to throw down to first, didn't offer. Fisher goes behind to Bob Bailey, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bailey looks down to Alex Sammers for his sign here. Let's have the defense one around toward left, playing Bob Bailey to pull. Fisher steps off the rubber, and Manny Mota goes back. Now the pitch. Swung on it on the ground, and gone through in the left field for a base hit. Manny Mota around second and holds there. And Christopher drops the ball, picks it up. Mota still holds. And Bob Bailey is on with a ground single through the hole between Smith and McMillan into left field. And the Pirates have runners at first and second, and we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
The Mets games come to you over WGY 810 on the dial, Schenectady. The time now, 10:32.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. The Mets have a 1-run lead here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. But the Pirates have runners at first and second with 1 man out, and left-hand batter Bill Burton is at the plate. Fisher's pitch is low for a ball. Larry Bernard is still working in the bullpen for the Mets. On deck for the Pirates, Roberto Clemente. Fisher sets his runner's lead, and the pitch is outside. He goes behind to Bill Burton, 2-0. The Pirates 1. Fisher checks. 2 delivery to Burton. Thrown in on the ground to first. Taken by Cranepool. He goes to McMillan for 1 and no relay. Runners at first and third with 2 men out. Cranepool took the ball near the line deep. Fired it over to McMillan in time to get Bob Bailey. But no chance for a relay. Clemente is coming up. Runners at first and third, 2 men out. Burton is the runner at first. Mota is the runner at third. Clemente had grounded out third to first, lined out to cross at second, and grounded out third to first. He chopped the ball last time. He gets a lot of chop base hits. Tradition in chopping that ball around this hard infield and legging him out. Fisher working off the stretch, runners first and third. Pitch to the right-hand batter, and it's in for a call strike. Got the outside corner. Clemente protest briefly. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Fisher off the stretch. And the pitch. Low and away for a ball. It's 1-1. Fisher trying to work carefully to Roberto Clemente, who was the batting champion of the National League last year. Runners lead first and third. 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball hit on the ground to short. McMillan has it. Crosses to Klaus for the out, and the side is retired. An underhand toss to Bobby Klaus in time to force Bill Burton. And the Pirates are out after threatening. They got no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left, and the score at the end of 8 full innings is the Mets 2 and the Pirates 1. Well, the Mets will be opening up a big homestand at Shea Stadium on Tuesday night. The San Francisco Giants will be in with Willie Mays and company. So, if you'd like to purchase tickets for any of the upcoming games, the advance ticket window at Shea Stadium is open 7 days a week. It is located, incidentally, at entrance D at Shea Stadium, in case you're there looking for it. There's a Mets ticket office at Pennsylvania Station and another at the Grand Central Terminal. There's a Mets ticket office at Macy's in Huntington for the special convenience of Long Islanders, open during regular store hours. Reservations can be made for box and reserve seats at any of the Howard Clothes stores in the greater New York area. There is instant reservation service now available at all Child's restaurants and Calico kitchens in the New York area. Al McBean is the pitcher now for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 9th inning. Bob Friend was removed for the pinch hitter.
Number 34, Al McBean, pitching.
Jim Pagliarone is the catcher. You'll recall that Crandall was removed for pinch hitter as well as Friend. Pagliarone will bat 8th and McBean will bat 9th. Bob Friend worked 8 innings in which he gave up 2 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 1 and he walked 1. McBean will be facing Jim Hickman, Roy McMillan, and Chris Cannizzaro. In Milwaukee, at the end of 5 1/2, it is the Dodgers 2 and the Braves 2. In St. Louis, at the end of 5, it is the Cardinals 1 and the Astros nothing. At the end of 5 innings, Cincinnati and San Francisco, it was the Reds 3 and the Giants nothing. However, Willie McCovey has just hit a 2-run homer in the 6th inning for the Giants. So it's now Cincinnati 3 and the Giants 2 this afternoon. The Phils shut out the Cubs 6-0. Now to the action here in the top half of the 9th inning. Jim Hickman in for the Mets. Al McBean delivers the pitch low for a ball. And Pagliarone goes out to the mound to get checked out now with McBean. Apparently he was not fully checked out on the side. McBean is making his 22nd game appearance in the young season. He has a record of 2 wins, 4 losses. Here's a swing and a foul ball. 1-1 to Jim Hickman. However, McBean has had 8 saves and an earned run average of 1.99. He's the number 1 reliever of the Pittsburgh mound staff. Jim Hickman is nothing for 3 in tonight's game. Pitch is swung on and fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jim Hickman. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be here at 1:30 p.m. Radio and television coverage of the Mets and the Pirates. And we'll bring you both games of the Sunday doubleheader, which will conclude the current road trip. 1-2 deliveries. Missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jim Hickman with Roy McMillan waiting on deck. McMillan with a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and hit deep to the left, way down in the corner if it stays fair. And it's a foul ball by a foot. Hickman almost to second base. Turns to cut back across the infield. He gave that one a ride down to the left field corner. Willie Stargell was off and running. He didn't have a chance. It landed foul by about a foot way down there. So the count holds at 2-2. Already the bat boy had been out and taken the bat back to the rack. So Hickman has to go over to the bat rack to get his bat back. Bat boy figured he was off and running. Jim uses the pine tar rag there on the handle for a moment, takes the weighted bat, swings it, and now flips it back to Roy McMillan as he comes on up with a 2-2 count. Looks as though Jim Hickman might have an extra base hit, but it went foul. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Missing low and away, and it's a full count of 3-2. top half of the ninth. The Mets 2 and the Pirates 1. And the payoff pitch is low, and Hickman draws a leadoff walk here in the top half of the ninth inning. So the Mets get a base runner with nobody out, and the Pirates now have to protect against the possibility of the sacrifice with McMillan coming up. Mack is 1 for 3 tonight. McMillan is considered to be an excellent bunter. Clendenon holds against Hickman at first. Here's the pitch to Mack. He squares, bunts it down the first baseline, taken by Clendenon, who does not take it but let it roll, and it goes foul. He came in, was down to pick it up, and then at the last moment pulled the glove away and decided to let it roll, and it rolled foul. So it's a strike to McMillan as he comes back to the plate, and Jim Hickman returns to the bag at first. Mack pushed that ball down the first baseline, and Clendenon came in and all but picked it up, and then changed his mind. Now let's see if Casey Stengel stays with the sacrifice. Here's a throw over, not in time. Bailey stays in on the edge of the grass at third, but there's always a good chance the skipper might switch off on second pitch. I'm thinking that Bailey retreats a step or two. Here's the pitch, and the hit and run on a ground ball is short. Over to second to Mass for one, and the relay in time, a double play. Well, on the hit and run, shortstop Andre Rogers was moving to the bag, and so he was in good position to take the ground ball and flip to Mazeroski and on to Clendenon for the double play. Pushed off the hit and run on the second pitch. 2 men on, nobody on base, and Canizero is coming up. Chris is on an error, grounded out and walked so far. He scored the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th inning. Right-hand batter. Mike Bean with the pitch. And it's low for a ball. In St. Louis, Walter Bond has hit a 2-run homer for the Houston Astros in the 6th inning off Bob Gibson to put Houston in front, 2-1. There's a swing and a ground ball to second. Mazeroski has it square. Play to the hop. On in time, and the side is off. A run, so it's no, there is none left. The score at the end of 8.5 innings is the Mets 2 and the Pirates 1. And now a word from Viceroy Cigarettes.
Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Not too strong and not too light. The taste that's right.
You get the word. It's Viceroy, a cigarette that's specifically designed to taste the way you'd like a filter cigarette to taste. If you're a filter smoker, you've already discovered some brands taste too strong, as if they didn't even have a filter. And others taste too light. You know the kind. They never seem to satisfy your taste. But do you know about Viceroy? Viceroy is not too strong, not too light. Viceroy's got the filter for the taste that's right. When you try them, you'll agree. Viceroy's got the taste that's right.
Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Not too strong and not too light. The taste that's right.
We're going now to the bottom half of the 9th inning, and there is a defensive change for the Mets in left field. Billy Cowan has gone into play left field. So the Mets alignment in the outfield is now Cowan in left, Hickman in center, Johnny Lewis in right. Willie Stargell is coming up to lead off for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Fisher with the first pitch to the big left-hand batter is in there for a called strike. Stargell has grounded out, walked, and grounded out so far. Larry Bernard is up and throwing in the bullpen for the New York Mets. Bottom half of the 9th inning with the Mets leading by a score of 2-1. Jack Fisher's pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-1 now. Stargell Clendenon and Mazeroski scheduled up here in the bottom of the ninth for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pitch is swung on and popped up foul, and Canizero might have a play. Gets rid of the basket, comes back, he's underneath, and he makes the catch. With a lot of white showing out of the big glove as he made the grab. But Sergio has fouled out to the catcher. That ball slipped just as it hit in the pocket of the glove, and it looked as though Canizero had about one finger holding it in there. But that's all you need if you do, in fact, hold it in there. So Don Clendenon is up now. He has hit into a double play and grounded out. Off to a great start this season for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Tall, rangy right-hand batter. And Fisher's pitch is swung on. It's a little never foul. Backing out of play. Just chopped it back. Canizero alertly was out there to pounce on it. It's a strike one count. Bill Mazeroski kneeling in the on-deck circle for the Pirates. Going to the bottom of the sixth in Milwaukee. They're still tied with the Dodgers 2-2. Here's the pitch, and it's high and away for a ball. 1-1. Going to the bottom of the sixth in Cincinnati, it is the Reds 3 and the Giants 2. Jack Fisher with a 1-1 delivery to Clendenon. Swung on and missed. Slider and a good pitch, 1-2. Going to the bottom of the sixth in St. Louis, it's Houston 2 and the Cardinals 1. Bill shut out the Cubs 6-0 this afternoon. Jack Fisher with the 1-2 delivery now to Clendenon. High for a ball. It goes 2-2. One man out and nobody on base. Clendenon has that bat cocked. Fisher with the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Jack Fisher with only his second strikeout of this ballgame. 2 men out. Nobody on base in the bottom of the ninth, and Mazeroski's coming up. But Maz is 2 for 3 tonight. He singled to drive in the Pirate run in the bottom of the second. He grounded out third to first, and he looped the single into right center field. So the Pirate captain is up with 2 men out and nobody on base. Fellow who was up once in the bottom of the ninth of a World Series and hit it out of the lot. Here's a pitch low for a ball. That was in 1960 when his home run in the bottom of the ninth against the Yankees gave the Pittsburgh Pirates the World Championship. Jack Fisher with the 1-0 delivery to the right-hand batter. Swung on and hit on the ground to short. Taken by McMillan. Bobbles. He does not throw, and Mazeroski gets a life. It is an error charged against McMillan at shortstop. It was a hard hit ground ball, and Mac came up with it and dropped it. In his haste to come up with it cleanly and throw on, he dropped the ball, so the Pirates stay alive. Andre Rogers will be the batter now. And we're going to get a runner at first base. Gene Alley is the runner. Running for Mazeroski at first base with Rogers coming up. Rogers is 2 for 3. It's 1 for 3 in this game tonight. Fisher checks the runner at first and throws over, not in time. The Mets lead 2-1. 2 men out, a runner at first. Here's the pitch to Andre Rogers, and it's in for a called strike. Rogers lined into a double play in the second inning. He doubled in the fifth, and he grounded into a double play in the seventh. Fisher off the stretch, and the pitch inside, and perhaps off the bat. Perhaps clicked off the bat of Andre Rogers, as it seemed to, into the glove of Chris Canizero. Scoreboard indicates strike 2 on Andre Rogers. He was checking back on the swing, and it seemed to click right off his bat into the glove of Chris Canizero. No indication by Barley. Mazeroski leads at first base. Fisher's pitch. Misses outside for a ball. Jim Pagliarone is waiting in the on-deck circle. Larry Bernard continues to throw in the Met bullpen. Casey Stengel up on the step to take a look down toward the bullpen. Now back in the Met dugout. Jack Fisher's up and set. The pitch to Rogers. Swung on and missed. He struck him out to end the ball game. A strikeout for Fisher as he struck out two with a strong finish in the bottom of the ninth. And the New York Mets have won 4 straight ball games. They have taken the first 2 of this series from the Pirates after having won 2 in Chicago. And in the bottom half of the ninth inning, the Pittsburgh Pirates had no runs, no hits. There was 1 Met error and 1 Pirate left. And so Jack Fisher has chalked up his 5th victory of the season to become the first Met pitcher to win 5. The Mets winning this one by a score of 2-1. Starting the night, it was Bob Friend against Jack Fisher. Bob Friend, a man with a record of 13 wins and only 1 loss in his career to the New York Mets. But Bob Friend is the man who gets the loss tonight. Friend, as the starter, worked for 8 innings and was touched for the 2 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 1 and he walked 1. And then McBean came on to finish up. The Pittsburgh Pirates scored first in the ballgame off Fisher when with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Don Clendenin doubled. Bill Mazeroski singled him home, and quickly the Pittsburgh Pirates had their run. As it turned out, it was their last run of the ballgame. The New York Mets did not score until the top half of the 6th inning, when with 1 out, Joe Christopher had a ground single up the middle to keep his consecutive game hitting streak alive at 11 straight. Johnny Lewis grounded out third first on a hit-and-run play that moved Christopher to second, and Charlie Smith then tripled up the alley in right center to tie the ballgame 1-1. Hickman flied to right, and Smith died at third. The New York Mets then scored the final run in what turned out to be the winning run in the top of the 7th, when Roy McMillan lined a single into left field. Chris Cannizzaro drew a walk. Jack Fisher attempted to sacrifice him. However, he bunted the ball to Clendenin, who made the 4th on McMillan at second with the throw to Rogers. Cannizzaro moved into second. Fisher became the base runner at first. And then Bobby Clouse came up, hit a ball to third base, and Bailey came over and fired over to Maz at second. And sliding in was Jack Fisher. Maz had it long enough for the forceman and trying to get the ball out of his glove for the throw. It rolled out into short center field, and Cannizzaro scampered home with what proved to be the winning run. Fisher had a couple of spike marks on his right leg. He got attention in the dugout, but then came on to finish up the ball game, and he finished in strong style all too often. In the closing innings, the Mets have had their problems, but Fisher finished strongly in this ball game with 2 strikeouts in the bottom half of the 9th inning. So Fisher is the winner, and Friend is the loser. Final totals in the game for the New York Mets: 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. For the Pirates, 1 run on 8 hits and 2 errors. The winner, Fisher, he's won 5 and lost 4. The loser, Friend, he's won 3 and lost 4 games. Now let's check on scores of other games briefly. Cleveland beat Detroit 7-6, and the Yankees and the White Sox are going to the 11th inning, still no score. And going to the bottom of the 6th, it's Minnesota 3, Washington 1, Boston and Kansas City postponed. Rain. The warm-ups in Los Angeles, Pappas against Lopez. This game was brought to you by Rheingold, New York City's largest selling beer. And what a remarkable thing that is. In New York, a city of so many different people with different tastes, one beer has become the favorite: Rheingold Extra Dry. We don't know why so many people like our beer, but we must be doing something right, and we'll keep right on doing it. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Viceroy. Not too strong, not too light. Viceroy's got the filter for the taste that's right.
In all baseball land, there are no fans so grand as our Mets fans. When we play other teams, no one blood-curdling screams. That's our Mets fans.
But when Mets fans shout,
Go! What they mean, we all know. We've got no place to go but up.
Be with us tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 p.m. New York time as the Mets again meet the Pittsburgh Pirates here at Forbes Field. Tonight's game was brought to you in cooperation with Sports Network. Our engineer was Sandy Alper. Our statistician, Matt Winnick. Our producer, Joe Gallagher. Our executive producer, Joel Nixon. The final score again, the Mets 2, the Pirates 1. The Mets have won 4 in a row, and they have won 4 on this road trip, the most they have ever won on a road trip. So until tomorrow afternoon, speaking for Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner, this is Lindsey Nelson saying so long. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is WGY 810 on the dial, Schenectady. Stay tuned for 15 minutes of news, sports, and weather at 11 o'clock. Until that time, let's listen to the music of David Rose. Orchestra, featured until news time at 11 o'clock on WGY 810 on the dial, Schenectady. The Greeks had a word for it, and so do we. For fun-filled, relaxed learning with able students and exciting teachers, the word is SAC. Science and Arts Camp, a summer experience for able students, will be held at Linton High School for 6 weeks beginning June 28th. This program, which offers both recreational and educational experiences for children from 8 to 14, is available 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you are interested, call the SAC director at Oneida School today.
This is NBC News. The American astronauts are breaking records.
NBC Radio Radio News on the Hour, brought to you by Pet Canned Milk. For cooking, coffee, and for babies, Pet makes the best things happen. Now here is Bob Wilson.
Tonight's top story, less than 40 to go. The two astronauts have completed 22 orbits of the globe. Less than an hour ago, they began the 23rd, with splashdown still set to follow completion of 62 orbits. Command pilot James McDivitt reported seeing a strange object whirling in space. It seemed to have big arms sticking out. He took photographs. The object was probably another satellite. McDivitt and space stroller Ed White have now been up longer than all 8 previous American astronauts added together. Scientists and medical experts are listening to every breath they take, to every heartbeat. One of the main things they want to know is the effect of prolonged weightlessness on the human heart. McDivitt and White chatted with their wives. White told his wife he can't wait to tell her about the fabulous 20 minutes he spent maneuvering outside the Gemini 4. Mrs. McDivitt cracked, "Are you being good?" Her orbiting husband said that about all he could do was look out the window. More news after this from Pet Milk.
From sun up till the sun has set, the best things happen when you use Pet evaporated milk.
Once upon a time, there was a coffee drinker. Now, wait a minute. Most everybody's a coffee drinker. And he liked his coffee steamy hot. Huh? What's so great about that? All creamed up with Pet canned milk. So, the guy's a genius. The reason he insisted on coffee all sparked up and rich tasting with Pet is because Pet's so full of rich country cream, because Pet makes the best things happen to coffee flavor. His wife got him started on it when they were first married. You mean he doesn't really know about the richness, the golden, creamy goodness of Pet canned milk? Not really. He drinks coffee with Pet because his wife told him to? Not exactly. Well, what then? He likes it.
From sun up till the sun has set, the best things happen when you use Pet evaporated milk.
Once again, Bob Wilson.
Chairman J.W. Fulbright of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee took the administration by surprise. He proposed that U.S. foreign aid for nations in the Western Hemisphere be placed under the control of the Organization of American States. The OAS peace team in the Dominican Republic is studying a proposal by Dominican neutralists that a caretaker government be set up to stay in power 2 or 3 years. President Johnson announced that he was going to call a White House conference in the fall. Its purpose to help Negroes achieve full equality. The president made his announcement speaking at the commencement of predominantly Negro Howard University.
The task is to give 20 million Negroes the same chance as every other American to learn and grow, to work and share in society, to develop their abilities, physical, mental, and spiritual, and to pursue their individual happiness.
Lady Bird Johnson spoke at a commencement in the Virgin Islands. Question, do you have any degrees? The First Lady's answer, all I've got is a B.A., a Bachelor of Arts, and oh yes, an LBJ. A story from Saigon quotes a senior American officer there as saying that during the summer, U.S. troops will move into full combat against the Viet Cong guerrillas. A lone gunman robbed a bank of $1,500 in Big Springs, Nebraska, and on the way out he shot and killed 3 people. More in a moment.
It's fun to ride on a roller coaster. It's fun to take a cruise. And now it's fun to use a seatbelt. New Magibuckle seatbelt by Borg Warner, the world's first seatbelt that readjusts automatically. To fit any member of your family, retracts automatically. To stay neat and ready for use. Magibuckle makes it fun to be safe. Ask for Magibuckle seatbelt.
Taking stock. The New York stock market moved slightly higher in moderate trading. 588 issues advanced and 528 declined. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 1.5 points.
Listen again over most of these same stations for NBC Radio News on the Hour, brought to you by Borg Warner Magibuckle seatbelts.
This is Frank McGee. Continue to follow the 2-man flight of Gemini Titan 4 as it circles the Earth on NBC radio and television.
You heard the national and international news from NBC. In a moment, we'll have area, local, sports news and weather from the WGY newsroom.
Let's face it, you don't buy a new home the way you buy a new suit. Your house, your lot, and the neighborhood you choose must be just as satisfactory to your growing career and growing family in 10 years as it is in 2. This is why Dade Construction Company invites you to inspect their executive neighborhoods, especially created for rising young executives and their families. These homes built by Dade Construction Company are spacious homes, gracious homes. You have your choice of a number of exciting exterior designs, and the interiors will be tailored to your individual tastes and needs. Cabinets and fine furniture by IXL. Dade Construction puts its emphasis on craftsmanship, so much so that they can offer you a 5-year warranty on all structural components not carrying a manufacturer's warranty of less than 5 years. And this warranty is transferable. Seeing these homes is the only way to appreciate them, so plan to drive out to Avon Crest in Niskayuna, just off the Troy Road, any Sunday. Stop in the field office on Buckingham Drive. They're also open Thursday nights until 9. For free information, write to Dade Homes, WGY. That's Dade Homes, D-A-D-E, WGY, or call Dade Construction Company. In the area news tonight, former Republican State Chairman Fred Young is reported to be favored for one of 2 new judgeships currently being considered for the State Court of Claims. The new positions are provided for in a bill now pending before the state legislature. Informed sources in Albany say Governor Rockefeller apparently will sign the measure, which would raise to 14 the number of positions in the court. And the informed sources say Rockefeller favors appointing Young to one of the new posts. Reportedly, the other judgeship would be filled by former Monroe County Democratic Chairman Robert O'Brien, who announced his resignation in Rochester tonight. A Republican state lawmakers predicted that the Assembly will reverse itself next week and vote in favor of a bill that would retain adultery on the list of crimes in New York State. Assemblyman Julius Volker of Buffalo told the Associated Press he plans to recall his anti-adultery bill next week, probably by Tuesday. The Assembly defeated the measure by 3 votes yesterday after passing a bill to update the state's penal code. Among the accepted measures is one that would remove the criminal tag from adultery. Volker's bill would reverse that decision, continuing adultery as a crime in New York. Governor Rockefeller says he believes Congressman John Lindsay's plan to create a broad-based ticket is the right approach to winning this fall's election for mayor in New York City. The days of the Broadway ticket scalper may be near an end. Governor Rockefeller today signed into law a measure requiring the registration of all legitimate theater ticket employees, and the new rule